A little bit of a late start here at Homer Stryker Field. The pregame festivities take precedent where fun makes a difference, but they're wrapping up now and we're getting set for some baseball as the Rockford Rivets and Kalamazoo Growlers, two Great Lakes East rivals, look to wrap up a brief two-game weekend set from Western Michigan. Welcome in, everybody, to the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. I'm Andre Magaro. Happy you could join us here for the end of this two-game weekend set as the Rockford Rivets look for their first road win of the 2022 campaign, coming up just short by 9-8 final last night. Kalamazoo rallied from behind. Rockford at one point led the game 7-0, and they led 8-5 going into the bottom of the ninth inning. Kalamazoo was able to rally from behind. Growlers scored 5 runs in the bottom of the sixth to make it a 7-5 game after Rockford jumped on Kalamazoo's starter and Northwoods League All-Star from the season ago, Adam Wheaton. And the Growlers were able to rally behind with those 5 runs, make it a 7-5 game. Rockford got one back to make it 8-5 in the 8th. But then a 4 spot for the Growlers, picking up only 1 hit. It was a walk-off single from Gannon Andrews, the bases loaded, for the 9-8 final. Growlers, winners of 2 in a row, now 2-3 on the season. The Rivets are 3-2, but easily could be 5-0 in this campaign. A couple of games that have gotten away from Rockford late, and they look to continue their hot start to the campaign and salvage a split here on the road. So the pregame home run derby wrapped up. It was Adam Wheaton, yesterday's starter, Mr. Growler, against Kent Evans Jr. for the Rockford Rivets. Yesterday, Ryan Hampy took home the honors for the Rivets. And now the Kalamazoo mascot, Porter, comes out onto the field before starting lineups are announced here at Homer Stryker. It's going to be another packed house from Kalamazoo, Michigan. Was excess of 3,000 in attendance last night, just under 3,100. Tonight, more of the same. A sellout crowd expected from Homer Stryker Field for the Growlers' first weekend homestand of 2022. We'll go through our starting lineups first for the visiting Rockford Rivets. Here's how they line up 1 through 9 under manager J.T. Scara. Ty Crittenberger, the right-handed bat, leads things off. He's been the leadoff hitter all 5 games of the season so far for the Rivets. Luke Sefcik is tonight's DH. He bats second from the right side. Then it's the lefty, Dylan Robertson, in the 3-hole, batting at second. Then 4 straight right-handers for J.T. Scara and company. Matthew Mebin, the cleanup man, homer tonight ago. Ryan Hampy back in the lineup, hitting 5th. Trent Lawrence, also a new addition from a night ago, hits 6th. And Garrett Sheffield, the last of those 4 straight right-handers, bats 7th. Julian Menez from the left side batting 8th. And Jake Bellata rounds things out at 9th. He's been a staple in that 9-hole, grinding out at bats and turning the lineup over. It's a Rockford team hitting .286 as a team. That's 5th best in the Northwoods League. .431 on base percentage is 3rd. Offense hasn't been the issue for Rockford. And all in all, starting pitching hasn't been an issue either. The Rivets pitching staff starting to go a little bit thin here on this road trip. Michael Sclafani will make his first start of the campaign for Rockford. We'll see what he has to give. The 5'1", 200-pound sophomore right-hander out of Oak Brook from Lewis University went 2-7 this season, a 4.56 ERA and 9 starts. Ryan Dykstra leads off once again. Then Obi, his teammate, bats 5th from the right side. That's a lefty newcomer. Cole Russo will be tonight's designated hitter. Bottom third of all right-handers, Ethan Ruiz, Connor Schumann, and Daniel Pruitt. The last of those 2 new additions from yesterday's Game 1. Just a couple more pregame festivities here at Homer Stryker Field. We were set for a 6:35 first pitch. Currently running a little bit over here, but the Growlers are getting set to announce their starting lineups and take the field. Weather today, not as picturesque as a night ago, but still a very nice, pleasant day for baseball, all things considered. Temperature of about 70 degrees. It is mostly cloudy, so not a lot of sunshine peeking out here on a Saturday night. Slight breeze. Winds were up to as much as 6 miles per hour, but now virtually non-existent, blowing right to left across the field here at Homer Stryker. Is a brief chance for rain, around 35% chance after 8 p.m., but hopefully the showers hold off. We're able to get this game in. Rockford and Kalamazoo neck and neck in the Great Lakes East standings. Kenosha currently sits in pole position at 4-1. Battle Creek tied with Rockford for second place at 3-2. How about the Battle Jacks in their first season of the rebrand, getting that win in Traverse City, and then the Traverse City Pit Spinners with a lot of talent, and we're set for another Great Lakes for baseball. Growlers Rivets coming up next here on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Kalamazoo starters have made their way out onto the diamond, set for the top of the first inning from Homer Stryker Field. Little behind schedule when it comes to start time, but some pregame festivities here at Homer Stryker on a Saturday evening. The Rockford Rivets looking to come into Michigan and take split with the Growlers in a 2-game road trip before they head to Kokomo before the first off day of the Northwoods League season. We'll run through it again real quick. 1 through 9 in the Rockford Rivets lineup. Their 280-16 batting average, currently 5th in the Northwoods League. Right-handed hitting, Ty Crittenberger leads things off, followed by another righty, tonight's DH, Luke Sefcik. Then from the left side, Dylan Robertson bats third before last night hit 6th. Garrett Sheffield rounds out the string of right-handers, batting 7th. Bottom 2, Julian Jimenez, the lefty, and Jake Bellata, a right-handed bat, rounds things out at 9th. So it's Crittenberger, Sefcik, Robertson, Nevin, Hampy, Lawrence, Sheffield, Jimenez, Bellata for the Rockford Rivets. Kalamazoo defense in those new Alter Ego uniforms they're debuting this weekend. More on those in a minute. But left to right across the outfield, unchanged from a night ago with the exception of Ryan Dykstra, who goes from DH to left field. Still the 2 Duke Blue Devils, Devin Obie in center, Luke Storm in right, who just arrived last night. Speaking of new additions on the Growlers, Ethan Ruiz once again at the hot corner, the infielder that just arrived from Lamar. Sam Kirkpatrick at shortstop, Connor Schumann at second base will look to turn 2. Blaine Robinson, the Ohio State product, at first. And a new catcher to complete the battery, Daniel Pruitt's behind the plate to catch left-hander, and another Growlers returner, Kyle Sally. Last year, Sally was teammates of Obie and Storm at Duke University. The senior lefty, native of Illinois, appeared in 19 games this season for the Georgetown Hoyas, started 4 of them, went 3-1 with a 7.57 ERA. Through 27 and a third, allowed 26 hits, 28 runs, 23 of which were earned, 26 walks, 27 strikeouts. Opponents hit 257 off of them. So straight off the stretch at the third base side of the rubber, his first pitch is a fastball high to Crittenberger for ball 1 at 6:50 Eastern Time. Next pitch from Sally, another fastball high. Sally works with a mainly 2-pitch mix, fastball slider, sometimes working the occasional changeup. Has struggled with command at times, looking to settle in early. Crittenberger, through 5 games this season for Rockford, a .400 hitter. He's 8 for his first 20 And that time, the fastball finds the letters to make the count 2-1. 7 RBIs this season for Rockford's leadoff man. Back-to-back 2-hit games for Krittenberger, who went 2 for 4 last night. Took the first pitch he saw from Adam Wheaton and put a double down the right field line. Also singled in that contest. Reached base 4 times for the second time this season. Sally misses North once again. And it's a 3-1 count to Rockford's leadoff man. Krittenberger has reached in 15 of his first 27 plate appearances and at least once out of all the first 5 games. But that time, another fastball that's over the outside edge taken from Krittenberger, and it's a 3-2 count. 5 walks, 5 strikeouts for Rockford's leadoff man. Sally set to deal. Rockford's .431 team on-base percentage is currently 3rd in the Northwoods League. Offense has been plentiful for the Rivets. And one of their more clutch hitters has been the man coming to the dish right now, Luke Stefsik, DHing tonight out of the 2-hole. The typical middle infielder out of Central Michigan steps into the righty box. 5 for 19 this season, 2 doubles and a triple, 6 runs batted in. Takes away for ball 1 once again. Sally's missed with 5 of his first 7 offerings out of the strike zone. Aggressive lead for Krittenberger off first, being held on by Robertson. Middle infield set at double play depth for Kalamazoo. Pitches low to Stefsik, 2-0 the count. Last night, Stefsik, 1 for 4, had an RBI double that got scoring started for Rockford in that one, part of a 4-run third inning for the Rivets that saw them jump on Kalamazoo starter Adam Wheaton. 2-0 on the way. At the knees, a called strike. Sally went off speed for the first time, and it's 2-1. That one called a strike courtesy of home plate umpire Bryce Bobbledike. Alex Reynolds is at third. Antonio Pinzon is at first to complete the 3-man crew. 2 balls, 1 strike to Stefsik. Runner goes and Krittenberger. Pitch is elevated away. Throw down to second base is not in time. Pruitt threw it there on 1 hop. Was picked on the short hop from Kirkpatrick. But the feet first slide from Krittenberger. Gets underneath the tag. His 3rd stolen base of the summer. He's in scoring position with nobody out. Got a decent jump. Was an off-speed pitch up. So 3-1's the count. Really good job from Pruitt to bring that ball down and deliver a strong, accurate throw on 1 hop to Kirkpatrick. But good slide from Krittenberger towards the back of the bag. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Fastball over the outside edge. 3-2 and another full count to another Rockford hitter. Stefsik this season, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. Just through 5 games of the campaign. Sally looks back the runner not being held on. Here's the payoff pitch. Low and away for ball 4. Back-to-back walks to start the game for the Rivets. They have 2 on with nobody out here in the first. Sally going to look to settle into this start, but meanwhile for the Rivets, a prime opportunity to jump out to a lead early. Dylan Robertson steps into the lefty batter's box. Just his 2nd game this season for the Rivets. Last night went 2 for 4 with an RBI on a couple of singles. Also walked, scored a run, and struck out twice. Lefty on lefty matchup. Sally looking to mention a returning Growler through 19 innings of work. As we said, the problem has been control at times. 27 walks to 22 strikeouts. This time finds the inside edge with the off speed. Robertson takes strike 1. Counts even. Robertson went in between the legs of Pruitt, who was able to smother it quickly enough before either runner tried to advance. The count's now 2 balls and a strike. 7 home runs, 55 RBIs. Go along with that batting average for Robertson, who's set to join Missouri State. Committed there in November of 2021. Some deep counts already for Kyle Sally as the first 2 Rivets have reached here in the top of the first. There's nobody out. Still scoreless. Starter Kyle Sally trying to settle in for Kalamazoo off the third base side of the rubber. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Fastball that caught a lot of the plate. Whacked foul from Robertson straight back. went off the bleachers and seating. Crowd noise it generates down into the field of play. They're trying to urge on their starter here. Third straight full count. Robertson will call time before the payoff. Sally pins the glove to his white jersey. Here's the 3-2 pitch. High and inside. Robertson flung his bat towards it. He fouled it off towards the netting above the Rockford on deck circle. His bat went out in front of home plate. Helicoptered there. He'll pick it back up. Looks like it's still all in one piece, and we'll do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Rockford's first time wearing its traditional road uniforms tonight. The dark gray with the gold numbers and lettering outlined in black. Kalamazoo, the all-whites with the pinstripes and the alternate Ego beer jug cartoon logo on it. Sally's 3-2 pitch, grounded foul right side. Big battle from Robertson. This will be pitch number 8 of the at-bat. Sally already closing in on that 20-pitch mark here in the first inning. Remember, if you eclipse 35 in a frame, you cannot re-enter per Northwoods League rules. Already 2 walks. Leadoff man Krittenberger's on second. He swipes second base before Sefcik, the DH, reached first. Next 3-2 pitch, a fastball. This time fouled off left side. It'll reach the seats. Big fight from Robertson. Next pitch will be number 9 of the AB. Packed house here in Kalamazoo. Fans begin to trample on the bleachers already. Still flooding in from the concourse either side. The bases. Slider he couldn't find the grip on, and the lefty bat heads down to first base. They're loaded with nobody out here in the top of the first for the Rivets. And the stage is set for one of Rockford's biggest bats, Matthew Mebane, coming to the dish in the cleanup spot. This Rockford team, particularly good in the early season of grinding out at-bats and setting the stage for some of their big boppers. Mebane, no doubt, has been one of those. 7 bomb. And that Growlers 4-run third inning. Had 4 RBIs. Also had an RBI on a hit by... And the right-handed hitter now has that hand taped. You can see the white tape just protruding out of his black batting glove and wrapped around the rest of his hand. There was a nasty stinger from the hit by pitch. I was looking to shake it off today. 1-0 away. 2 balls and no strikes. You have to wonder how that injury will affect the swing of Mebane. Very upper body dominant in his follow-through on his swing. Closed off stance in the righty box. Angled towards right center field. Left foot in front of his back foot, which is the right. On that back chalk line currently, as the 2-0 pitch from Sally, a slider over the outside edge. Finally getting the feel for that one over for strike 1. Mebane has RBIs in 4 of his 5 games so far this season. He's 5 for 15 with runners in scoring position. Sally leaves a fastball up, now kicking the dirt in the mound in front of him towards his plant foot spot to Robertson, who leads off of first. None of the runners being held on. Ruiz even with the bag at third. Here's the 3-1 pitch. It's over the outside edge, and the count rides full again. 4th full count already. This next pitch will be Sally's 25th of the first inning. Nowhere to put him with nobody out. Here's the 3-2. Mebane swings and pops it up. Playable in foul territory to the right of home plate. Catcher Pruitt rushing towards the hockey boards. It's just on the other side of the boards off the netting. Well, whatever slight breeze there is at Homer Stryker took that ball out of play. Second life for Mebane, still 3-2. Fans at Homer Stryker continuing to try to make their impact. They know a critical juncture early on in this game. Mebane with the bases loaded and nobody out. 3-2 pitch. The fastball's a called strike 3. Right at the knees. Mebane thought it was ball 4, but instead it is a huge first out for Kyle Sally. 1 away in the first. That's been the thing for Mebane. He's been big at driving runs in, but also susceptible to the strikeout at times. That's his 10th of the season. Sally wins that battle. Ryan Hampy, the next hitter. Hampy yet to find a hit in Northwoods League action this season. 0 for 6 to start the campaign. First pitch from Sally. Fastball at the letters for strike one. Catcher out of Illinois behind the dish tonight for Rockford. 260 hitter in the spring. Hampy was yesterday's home run derby pregame contestant for Rockford. Hit 9 of them, took the title. If he can find a way to leave the yard here, give Rockford a big lead here in the first. 1-1 pitch lifted deep to left field. Dykstra going back towards the track, towards the wall. He feels for the wall, but it is gone. Ryan Hampy, a grand slam just to the right of the bear trap down left field line. And Rockford strikes early again, their second grand slam of the season. Right on cue, Ryan Hampy, 331-foot shot, and he just got enough of it to get over that wall and left. Looks like the home run derby had him ready. First home run for Hampy, first hit of the season. Couldn't be a bigger one for the Rivets. First pitch to Trent Lawrence, upstairs for a ball. Lawrence this season looking to stay hot with the bat. Did not play a night ago for the Rivets. Up in the count here, 1-0. Sally's next pitch, fastball, just inside, 2-0. He is 4 for 12. He's been a good run producer with 4 runs batted in, but all he's done so far is take 3 straight off the plate from Sally. It's a 3-0 count. 444 on base percentage for Lawrence. He's walked 3 times in this first inning for Sally. Still only 1 out here at the top of the first. It's 4-0 Rockford after the grand slam from Ryan Hampy moments ago. .93 miles per hour off to that 331 feet. Had just enough juice to get over that left field wall. First pitch to Garrett Sheffield. Fastball over the heart of the plate for strike one. That was the 35th pitch of the inning for Kyle Sally, so his start will be a very short one in his first Northwoods League outing of 2022. Sheffield this season just 2 for 13, but had a very disciplined approach a night ago. Was 0 for 1, yes, but walked 4 times, including 3 walks, where he battled back down from 0-1 in the count. 0-2 in the count, pardon me. Here's the 1-1. They check on Lawrence, who was leaning towards second base. He's able to dive back in a nick of time before Robinson applies the tag. Tough sledding for Kyle Sally. His stuff's been good whenever it's been in the zone. There's a .257 batting average against this season. That was 4th lowest on the Georgetown staff of anybody who had it. He just hasn't been there consistently enough, and it's plagued him here in his first outing of the summer. Had 5 outings of 3+ walks this spring. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Low and inside, Sheffield watches as Pruitt blocks it and tells the runner to stay put at first. It's 3-1. And now action starting in the Kalamazoo bullpen. Cody Bachaki, no doubt, at least wants Kyle Sally to try to get out of this first inning, but that may not be an option if you can't find the strike zone. 7th rivet to bat is Sheffield. Galley pulls way off, and now Sally is grabbing his right ankle as he planted on the mound. When feeling towards it right away, the ball will come back to him, and he looks like he's okay now, but an uncomfortable landing for him. It was about 3 feet out of the lefty batter's box to the righty Sheffield, who heads down to first base on ball 4. So now 2 on with 1 out. Sally staying in the game as it stands right now. Julian Jimenez will be the 8th rivet to bat here in the top of the first inning. Jimenez still looking for hit number 1 on the season. He's 0 for 5. First pitch from Sally. Changeup darts away from the left-handed bat, but it's low, blocked by Pruitt. 1-0. Jimenez is 0 for 5, and it might be a strange situation potentially to have a lefty bat in the starting lineup, but certainly a method behind it. Jimenez has been an excellent on-base machine. Right on cue, the 1-0 hits Jimenez in the back, and the bases are loaded for the second time here in the first inning. Second hit by pitch for Sally. And Jimenez reaches base once more. First time he's been hit by a pitch this summer, Jake Bellata be the final Rivet to come to the plate here at the top of the first inning. Still only one hit for Rockford, but it produced 4 runs. Ryan Hampy, a grand slam. The highlight so far of this 4-run first for the Rivets. It could get a whole lot more dangerous here if Bellata is able to come through. 6 for 15 so far this season, just 2 RBIs, but he's 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position. First pitch to him, low. It gets through the wickets of Pruitt. Taking off towards home is Lawrence. He'll score standing. Passed ball on Pruitt. Lawrence scores 5-0 Rock. And the Rivets continue to pile it on here in the top of the first inning. 1-0 to Bellata. Off speed, floats away from the righty bat, 2-0. And just 2 first pitch strikes for Kyle Sally, first time through this Rockford lineup. He's been falling behind hitters and hasn't had a lot of the answers first time through the order. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Fastball inside edge. Tickles the inside corner for strike 1. With applause here from the Kalamazoo fans who have been a little shell-shocked after this early start for the Rivets. 2-1 pitch. Over the outside edge, 2-2. Still only one down in the inning. Krittenberger, who started the inning, is on deck. Was one of 3 walks so far in the frame. 2-2 pitch is a call. It's strike 3. Fastball went painted over the edge to Bellata, who goes down looking. Second strikeout for Sally. 2 down here in the first. That, again, another example of how when Kyle Sally's stuff is working, it's hard to hit. Rockford's 2 outs in this inning are both looking strikeouts when he can find a way to get ahead of hitters. He can put guys away. Just hasn't been able to stay consistently in the strike zone. Here's Krittenberger with 2 outs. First pitch away, ball 1. Pruitt lunging to his right out of his crouch to keep that ball from going to the backstop. The speedy Sheffield always fleet of foot over there on third base. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Slider that doesn't break. It's up again. Pruitt snares it, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Krittenberger grounds it foul left side. So it's a 2-1 count. Manager JT Scarra makes a play on the baseball over in the third base coach's box. Of course, a player on the first base line. Only 1 coach traveling on this road trip for the Rivets. 2-1 pitch from Sally. Krittenberger pops it foul on the right side towards the stands. The fan makes a nice catch. Looks like he was walking down the stairwell to head towards the bathroom. Instead, he gets himself a souvenir. And a little shrug of the shoulders. He'll put that one in his sweatshirt pocket. It's 2-2 to Krittenberger. Rivets have scored 5 in the frame. Still 2 more ducks on the pond. A happy grand slam. And an RBI hit by pitch. 2-2 pitch is low. Counts full. First base is open. Should Krittenberger reach? The DH Sefcik, who also walked and scored, waits on deck. Next sets of 45 pitches for Kyle Sally here in the first inning. Here's a 3-2. Hit on the ground, left side. Backhand stop Kirkpatrick down to his knees. Throw across the diamond. Dug out by Robinson, but not in time. Infield single. Krittenberger beats it out. It's the second hit of the inning for the Rivets. And another run producer as Sheffield scampers home from third. And Rockford takes a 6-0 lead at the top of the first inning. Jimenez stays put at second base. Kirkpatrick, an impressive backhand stop in the hole, but was just a little too deep at shortstop. Got back to his feet, made the throw, was picked nicely on the short hop from Robinson, but just too much speed from Ty Krittenberger. So now Luke Sefcik batting for the second time here in the first inning. He swings at the first pitch, pops it up. Should be playable and shallow right for Storr. Couple of steps in towards the infield. He makes the catch. And that ends the top of the first inning. But Rockford comes roaring out of the gates here into the zoo. 6-run top of the first inning, highlighted by a Hampy grand slam. All in the inning, 6 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left. We played half an inning here in Rockford. They'll hit the field after this on the Rivets Radio Network. That start for the Rivets. 6-0 lead through half an inning. A Ryan Hampy grand slam gets things started in Kalamazoo. Rivets looking for their first road win of the campaign and off to a fast start. Take a look at the Kalamazoo batting lineup. Growlers got some work to do here at home. Their first Saturday home game of the 2022 campaign, I should say. Leading off out of the left-hand side, it's Ryan Dykstra, followed by another lefty, Blaine Robinson, batting second. Third is Sam Kirkpatrick. Bottom third, all from the right side. He's been Reese, Connor Schumann, and it's Daniel Pruitt. On the mound for Rockford, we'll get to their defense in a second, but it's Michael Sclafani making his second appearance of this Northwoods League season. First start, he went an inning on Tuesday against the Kokomo Jackrabbits. Not his finest outing, 4 hits, 4 earned runs, and a walk. No strikeouts. Starts inside to Dykstra. 1-0 for his first pitch. Second pitch finds the inside edge. Counts even at a ball and a strike. Dykstra this season is 5 for 15 through 5 games for the Growlers. A triple and 3 runs batted in. This is a Kalamazoo team that knows how to get on base and certainly has plenty of offense in its own regard. Sclafani's inside, 2-1. Sclafani this season at Lewis went 2-7 through 9 starts, 13 appearances, a 4.56 ERA. Went 49 1/3 inning. On a 2-1 pitch, fastball fouled off. They'll sit in around the mid-80s with that heater. Gave up 25 earned runs on 63 hits, 31 walks, 39 strikeouts. Opponents hit 304 off the 5'1", 200-pound sophomore, 5'11", excuse me. 2-2 pitch, fouled off to the left side. It'll leave the stands in the concourse here at Homer Stryker Field. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and counts to Dykstra. Sclafani out of the windup on the first base side of the rubber. The pitch is low, and the count's full. Sclafani a little unconventional with his movement off the mound out of the windup. He'll hold his glove about belt height and then swing it back onto his right hip before raising his arm up high and delivering it home. Something to watch as he works through his mechanics to these hitters. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Dykstra hammers this one down the right field line. It's fair. One ups off the barricade sign in right field. The throw in from Jimenez towards second base, not in time. A sliding double for Ryan Dykstra. And the Growlers offense off in a flurry here in the first inning with that leadoff double. Boy, that 3-2 pitch got too much of the plate towards the inside edge to the lefty bat, and it was smoked down that right field line. For Dykstra, that's his first double, just second extra base hit of the season. That'll make way for Blaine Robinson with nobody out. Robinson, another left-handed hitter. 3 for 11 so far this season. 2 runs batted in. First pitch from Sclafani. Breaking ball ducks right underneath the bat pass. Swung on a miss. Robinson last night went 1 for 4. Scored a run, walked, and struck out twice. That was only the 5th extra base hit of the season for Kalamazoo. And 3rd fewest in the Northwoods League. They're playing in 2 very hitter-friendly parks. You're trying to get the extra base pop here. 1-1 count after Robinson takes low. The Ohio State Buckeye at 250 this spring through 30 games. 4 home runs, 13 RBIs. Plenty of pop pool side. Sclafani gets in the pool off the 1-1 offering, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kyle Sally's night is done on the mound for Kalamazoo. Eclipsed the 35 pitch mark through his first inning of work. Get to his final line here after the 1-2 pitch. Runner on second being looked back, nobody being held on. 1-2 is in the dirt, backhanded by Hampy on the short hop. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. But the final line for Kyle Sally after a 24-minute top of the first. Gave up 6 runs, 5 of which were earned on just 2 hits, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, and also hit 2 batters. Control issues plaguing the lefty from Georgetown. Milano creeping in from shortstop to keep the runner at second. Dykstra honest. Sclafani looks him back. Now straight away on the mound. Out of the stretch. The 2-2 pitch is fouled away. Noah Stantz, currently the arm getting loose in the Kazoo bullpen. He started opening day for the Growlers. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sclafani rears back. The pitch is a breaking ball, swung on and missed, blocked by Hampy. Pumped fake towards second as the runner looked like he was going to take off. And then the Illinois Krittenberger and Julian Jimenez. 1 away, runner on second. 6-0 Rivets, bottom of the first. Kalamazoo's first licks at the dish. Sam Kirkpatrick, the 3-hole man in the righty batter's box. The off-speed from Sclafani, low for ball 1. Kirkpatrick's been a very effective bat for Kalamazoo in the middle of this lineup. Through 5 games, 7 for 19. He's had a hit in 4 of 5 games so far, a .368 average. 1 double, 5 runs batted in. Slick fielding shortstop from college of Holy Cross. Had the bat come to rest on his right shoulder. Opened up stance from the righty batter's box. Sclafani's next pitch. Fastball stings the outside edge to even the count at 1-1. Patrick last night was 1 for 2. Was hit by a pitch twice and also walked, came around to score twice. 1-1 the count. Big swing and a miss for Kirkpatrick on the fastball was low and inside. The count's 1-2. Deceptive out of the hands of Sclafani. There was a lot of offense last night for Kalamazoo, and there has been a lot of offense the last 2 days, but it hasn't all been done by striking the baseball poorly. Growlers scored 5 runs in the 6th inning yesterday on only 3 hits, and their 4-run rally in the 9th yesterday was done on only 1 hit. There were 10 walks and 5 hit by pitches from Rivets pitchers yesterday. Not customary of this staff so far. Sclafani out of the zone with the 1-2, counts even. All in all for Kalamazoo, they've had 4 innings where they scored at least 4 runs in the last 2 games on less than 3 hits. So if you believe in everything evening out in the baseball world, Rivets scoring 6 runs on 2 hits. Maybe a fitting trend. Elevated fastball 2-2 is swung on and missed by Kirkpatrick for strike 3. Second strikeout already for Sclafani, and now 2 down here in the first. That'll bring up Kalamazoo's cleanup hitter tonight, the switch hitting Luke Storm out in right field for his 2nd game of this Northwoods League season. The returning Growler from last season went 1 for 4. The return to Kalamazoo last night, scored a run, was also hit by a pitch. Sclafani peers back at the runner. Fastball low and outside, 1-0. Storm out in right field, like we mentioned, for Kalamazoo tonight. was a corner infielder by trade last season for the Growlers, and really what he came up as. Actually played a lot of shortstop in high school, but his frame doesn't exactly translate to that at the next level. 1-0 from Sclafani, way outside. Happy lassos his arm out to the left to pull that out of the right box. 2-0 the count. Thorne was a shortstop in high school, but quickly moved to the corners in college. He's 6'5", 235. But did play one game in the corner outfield for Kalamazoo last season out and left. Duke used him a little bit all over the diamond this past season. Even spent some time as a designated hitter. Plus offensive bat, and the 2-0 pitch, big swing and a miss, pulls off the fastball. 2-1. So we'll mention a power bat. 10 home runs for Duke this season. 33 runs batted in for 53 games. But he does also strike out quite a bit. 56 of them for the Blue Devils. He had 70 in 53 games for the Growlers last summer. 2-1 on the way. In on the hands. Spun towards shortstop on the ground ball. Villano scoops it up. His throw to first in time. 6-3 on the putout in the side. He's retired. For the Growlers in the bottom of the first, no runs on a hit, no errors. There was a man left. Brew 1, 6-0 Rivets. The red-hot Rockford offense heads back to the dish with 3-4-5 due up against a new Kalamazoo arm when we come back here on the Rivets Radio Network. Already a new Kalamazoo arm on the hill here in the second inning from Homer Strikers. Field Rivets. Lead starter Kyle Sally with 6 runs on the top of the first inning. A Ryan Hampy grand slam, exclamation point, to spell Sally after an inning of work. Noah Stantz is the new arm for Kalamazoo. Stantz this season pitched at Jackson Community College, who started opening day for Cody Jockey Company in Kenosha. Went 4 innings, allowed 3 runs, 2 of which were earned on 3 hits, walking 3 and striking out 7. Somebody who typically has much more control of the strike zone and can try to settle in here and give some length to this Kalamazoo team, badly in need of it. Rockford, though, meanwhile, looked to maintain its hot offensive approach. 3-4-5, who up in the Rivets order. Dylan Robertson, the first man to step into the dish. Native of Chicago is batting for the second time already today. Stantz misses inside and squeezed off the glove of catcher Daniel Pruitt. 1-0 the count. But Robertson was hit by a pitch back in the first inning, came around to score on the Hampy grand slam. Hampy scheduled to hit third in this inning for the Rivets. Next pitch from Stantz, down low for a ball. Stands for Jackson Community College this spring. Pitched for 11 games, started 8, went 4-4 with a 2.64 ERA. But he's left the zone with 3 straight, and it's 3-0 to Robertson to start him off. 47 2/3 innings of work, gave up 26 hits, 14 earned runs, 33 walks, 77 strikeouts. We're talking about the control, but it's 4 straight out of the zone to Robertson, and a leadoff walk here in the second inning. Already the fifth walk for Growlers pitching. First for Stance and a leadoff man aboard for Matthew Nevin. This is going to become an issue quickly for Kalamazoo if they can't find a pitcher to get into the zone, especially with how Rockford's been grinding out at bats in the early portion of this season. Nevin, first time up, was one of the Rivets to be retired, and they called a balk on Stance before he could fire the first pitch home to Nevin. Well, for Stance, there'll be his first balk of the season, and Robertson's into scoring position. Continues to compound for Kalamazoo here early. Nice pitch to Nevin. Taking for a call of strike 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. High off the glove of Pruitt, squeaks towards the backstop, and jogging to third is Robinson. It's the second last ball on Pruitt. The runner up to third if nobody out. Pruitt struggled defensively this season. That's already his fourth pass ball. It was his third game behind the dish. Next pitch on the way to Nevin, lifted towards right field. Storm going back, looks to have a beat on it. On the edge of the track, he makes the catch. Runner coming home, the throw will go into first base. Cut off by Robertson. Scoring on the play is Dylan Robertson. And on the sac fly from Matthew Nevin, RBI number 12 on the season, Rockford adds on to its lead. 7-0 Rivets here in the second. Good situation waiting for Matthew Nevin. On the outboard. RBI number 12, he now has RBIs in 5 of 6 ball games to start the season with. Here's Happy. Had the big blow in the first, a grand slam. His second grand slam for Rockford hitters this season. His pitch fouled off towards the concourse on the right side. Big slump buster for Happy, too. Had 9 hits since arriving from Illinois. Almost straight. Next pitch grounded straight off of Stance, ricochets towards first base, and easy for Robertson to scoop up and step on the bag. It'll be 3 unassisted on the putout. With scary moment as that one was smoked straight off of Noah Stance towards the first base bag, but nothing but a loud second out in the morning. Scary moment there. Looks like Stance is all right. Hope they continue to pitch through this inning. Trent Lawrence bats with 2 away. He walked and scored back into first. There's pitch 2, a breaking ball to the inside edge from strike 1. And Stance starting now to finally settle in. What a pitch. Check swing. He went around, according to first base umpire on the appeal, Antonio Pinzan. 0-2 quickly. And pitch upstairs. Orange stripped up on the bat. Here's the 1-2. Outside counts. Balls, 2 strikes. Breaking ball away, count full. Next payoff on the outside edge. It's a ball. It's strike 3. Got him with the off speed over the outside edge. First strikeout for Stance. Side is retired. Kalamazoo out of Rockford gets a run across as Kalamazoo struggles to continue on the down low of going line on middle nits. Fastball and nobody. Left on. An inning and a half. 7-0 Rivets. Side here on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Bottom of the second from Kalamazoo. First pitch low and inside to Devin Obi. Count is 1-0. 7-0 Rivets just joining us here, bottom of the second inning. An offensive explosion for Rockford in that first frame. Scored 6 runs, a grand slam from Ryan Hampy, chase starter Kyle Sally after this inning into work. But like the Sclafani back on the mound, missed out of the zone with 2 straight to Obi, who's up in the count 2-0. Obi, so far, looking for his first hit in a Growlers uniform. This one's hit on the ground towards shortstop. Balata even with the bag at second. Fields and throws the first in time. So Obi 0 for 4 in his Young Northwoods League career. And speaking of Young Northwoods League careers, we have a first at bat upon us here. Cole Russo, the DH, stepping into the lefty box for Kalamazoo. It's 5-6-7 due up in the Growlers order. It's Michael Sclafani, who's settled in after out of the zone early. Hits first couple of hitters. He's really grown into this outing and continued to fit the mold of effective starting pitching for the Rivets. First pitch called strike on the outer edge to Russo. Next pitch from Sclafani, breaking ball, elevated left side. Sheffield has it in left. He'll make the catch, couple steps away from the line. Typically 2 outs. That'll bring up Ethan Ruiz. With 2 outs, nobody on. 7-0 Rivets. First pitch, a called strike to Ethan Ruiz. Sclafani's really grown into this outing. Still only the second inning, but beginning to hit the zone with a little more consistency. Ruiz fouls it back, and it's quickly 0-2. Ruiz yesterday in his Northwoods League debut went 1 for 3 with a couple of RBIs, scored a couple runs, was also hit by a pitch twice. 0-2 is way up and away. He'll leave it be. Ruiz's RBI hit by a pitch, part of that 4-run 9th inning for the Growlers. Rockford looking to make amends and salvage a split here. The 1-2. Fouled straight back from the elevated fastball. Pawney's fastball, not the most overpowering velocity-wise, but it's hitting on these hitters quick, particularly in on the hands, elevated in the strike zone. Already has a couple of strikeouts. He can retire the side in order and 6 in a row overall for the game. 1-2 on the way. This time, breaking ball low and away, lunging at it is Ruiz to foul it off to the right side out of play. One-two pitch to Ruiz. Fought off the hands again, foul. This time behind home plate. 0-2 pitch. Outside edge, called. Strike three. Sclafani went to the fastball over the outside edge, and Ruiz goes down looking. 3 strikeouts for Michael Sclafani through 2. Good work. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. 7-0 Rockford through 2. Lift up the side on Orange. November. Top of the third from Kalamazoo. Rivets lead the Growlers 7-0. Bottom third of the Growlers order, rather the Rivets order, already coming second time through against Growlers favorite Noah Stance. First pitch outside for a ball. Sheffield walked and scored back in the first inning. The 6th of the 6 runs for Rockford as Stance finds the outside hitting basketball for a strike. Blow it away. 2-1. Here to Sheffield. Pitches inside from Stance 3-1. Still just 2 hits for Rockford in the game. 3-1 count, swung on a miss from Sheffield, and the count goes 4. Somebody showed a lot of battle yesterday. Was able to come back into multiple deep counts and work his way towards 4 walks. It's been the name of the game in this series so far. Here's the payoff pitch. Way away for ball 4. Sheffield draws the latest base on balls. Second walk for Stance, 6th overall for Growlers pitching. Leadoff man aboard once again here in the 3rd inning. Julian Jimenez, next batter, was hit by a pitch in that marathon first frame as Stance out of the zone with 91 to start him off. Pickle the runner at first. Sheffield back at the head first dive. They know what Garrett Sheffield's all about here with Kalamazoo. Been keeping an eye on the pesky base stealer. Just 2 for 3 on the season. Was thrown out trying to swipe third yesterday on an elusive dodge of the tag before going off the base with the slide, according to his umpiring crew, and was then tagged out. He was also picked off of first. See Sheffield doing a lot, trying to adjust the surface that he's running on in front of him, kicking dust out of the way. Pitch is swung on a miss by Jimenez, 1-1 the count. He'll take off on this occasion. Jimenez swats it foul. Had a pitch that had a lot of the plate, was just late arriving to it. So it's a 1-2 count to Jimenez. 7-0 Rockford. Here at the top of the third inning. Another check back on the runner at first. Sheffield this time back standing. Another check. Then another back in rival back. Isolating Sheffield. 1-2 pitch. Jimenez next this one to left field. Putting in a look is Williams, but it's out of play. Still 1-2 count. Here's the next pitch. Runner takes off, /foul once again. Jimenez given a lot of fight with 2 strikes. Sheffield, though, has had a good jump a couple of times. We'll have to check back to the bag once again. Trying to get into scoring position for Jimenez and Jake Ballata, who waits on deck. 1-2. Swung on and missed. Full strike 3. Party on the fastball. Stands beat him to the spot. Second strikeout for the right-handed reliever, and 1 away here in the third. So here's Ballata. Struck out looking back in the first inning. Sheffield takes off again. This time the pitch is put in play. Slicing liner towards Storm. It gets down on a hop in front of him. Sheffield had to wait and see if the outfielder Adam Duke was going to catch that baseball, bluffed like he would before it dropped well in front of him. So Sheffield pauses at second. Ballata reaches with a single. 2 on with 1 out for the top of the lineup. Third hit for Rockford. Third time through the order in the third inning here for the Rivets. Zach Rittenberger has already reached base twice. Walked and scored in the first and singled when he came back around in that frame. Yeah. First pitch called strike on the breaking ball from Stance. Oh, 1 count. Quick breath in the pitch. Breaking ball elevated away once again. Foul. Oh, 2 count to Crittenberger. Another chance with runners in scoring position for the Rivets. Crittenberger this season 4 for 7 in that regard. After the battle back here from an 0-2 count. Stands off the plate away from the righty bat. 1-2. Tried to paint the fastball, but couldn't catch the edge of the zone. One-two pitch. And the count's even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two count, 1 out. 7-0 Rockford. We'll check back on the runner at second. Sheffield's back safely. Now asking for time before he can emerge back on the second base bag as Kirkpatrick was giving him a look at the baseball. Sheffield lunged back in safely with the right hand and just got it there in the nick of time before the swipe tag was put down on his helmet. Good move from Stance. But Sheffield not picked off for the second time in the series. Here's the 2-2. Grounded foul to the left for the catcher. Pruitt towards the hockey boards. Big 2-strike fight. Only one out in the frame, and lots of deep counts being run by these Rockford Rivet bats. Here's a 2-2. Rittenberger check swing. It was blocked in the dirt by Pruitt on the breaking ball. Appeal down to first. He did not go, and the count won't be full. Was waiting for a signal there from one of the field umpires. Didn't look like they ever made one, but I assume no signal means no swing. So the count's full. Either that or they weren't hearing Pruitt's appeal. Stance now steps off the mound in frustration, talking to the field umpire as he adjusts his glove and the baseball before stepping on the mound. Still having words with him, looking off to his right-hand side. Alex Reynolds giving him a stern look as he gets back onto the mound. So it'll be a payoff delivering with one out. Stance looks back the runner. Runners take off. Krittenberger, a drive towards left field. Dykstra started in, now heads back towards the wall, right on the edge of the bear trap. He makes the catch. It's about 290 out there in the field level seating and a waist-high metal fence that Dykstra catches the baseball right up against. Krittenberger off the bat looked like maybe it was a 3-run bomb, but instead allowed second out of the frame. Krittenberger just missing his first home run of the campaign. Luke Sefcik will bat with 2 away. Sefcik today, 0 for 1. Blew out to right, walked in, scored in the first. First pitch over the outside edge, a breaking ball from Stance, and it's 0-1. Seven runs on just 3 hits for the Rivets. A lot of self-inflicted wounds with his Kalamazoo pitching staff, but Stance is trying to right the ship. Next pitch swung on, grounded towards shortstop. Kirkpatrick bobbles it. Can't get the runner at second, and he doesn't have a play at first. Error on Sam Kirkpatrick allowed Sefcik to reach for the second time today, and they are loaded with 2 outs. Another miscue from this Kalamazoo squad for Kirkpatrick. It's already error number 5 in game number 6 of the season. That's no doubt been a sour note for his development as a player so far. That one a hard-hit ground ball that he bobbled, took off the shoulder, and couldn't recover around the second base bag in time. Looked like as he bobbled it, he was trying to pick it back up, stand on the second base bag, get the runner, but just never secured the baseball. So 2 outs of the bases loaded for Robertson, who's reached base today twice via a walk and hit by pitch, scored both times. He's not yet put a ball in play. First pitch to him. Stance finds the inside edge with a fastball, gearing up towards 92, trying to pump everything he has into this one. 0-1 the count. Stance maxes out around there with his fastball. Tall, lanky delivery, stretches his right arm back before delivering across his body. Veers back and pulls another one at 92. Late swing from Robertson and counts 0-2. Oh, 2 outs, bases loaded. No runs across yet the frame for Rockford, but they lead 7-0 here in the top of the third. Robertson looking for his first RBI of the campaign. 0-2 pitch. Fastball left upstairs, and it counts 1-2. With only heater so far from Stance, we'll see if he deviates in a 1-2 count. No runners being held on. Infield fully back for Kalamazoo. Outfield straight away other than Obi, who's shallow in center. Here's the 1-2 pitch, cranked out towards center. Obi started in, now comes back, but he coasts into left center field to make the catch. Good closing speed from Obi and allowed a final out of the frame for Rockford. For the Rivets, no runs on a hit. There was an error, and there are 3 left on base. Kalamazoo forced with danger, but escapes. 7-0 Rivets. Through 2.5 here on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Right here at Homer Striker Phoenix. Two events took place on the field moments ago, and partnership with one of the then Scotches in Kalamazoo Growlers. Then leading in our family honored on the field by both teams. And check on the baseball as well before the next half inning gets underway. Always involved in the community, Kalamazoo. 7-0 Rockford here as we head towards the bottom of the third inning. And that's pretty down below. Both teams came out of dugout high five the family members as they goes for their honorary lap. But Michael Sclafani's back out on the hill for Rockford. He'll face 8-9-1 in the Kalamazoo order. And a little change to that weather forecast that we gave you early on at the beginning of the broadcast. It said just slight chance for rain, about 35% around that 8 o'clock hour. And it has since gone up quite a bit. Give you the forecast here in a little bit, but clouds will begin to settle in. And it says that we currently have a 51% chance for showers around the 9 o'clock hour, 75% chance around the 8 o'clock hour. Currently 8:02 local time. So we'll see if the rain holds off or if there is a disruption to the flow of the game here. Rockford up once again 7-0 here in the bottom of the third as starter Michael Sclafani completes his warm-up tosses after coming back out the rest of the Rockford fielding team. Give you a brief recap of the game so far. Rivets started hot early. It was a 6-run first inning. It took 24 minutes for the top half of the frame. Only 2 hits for the Rivets, but they were big ones. Ryan Happy hit a grand slam with a short porch in left field, traveling about 338 feet. And then a runner scoring on a passed ball with the bases loaded. And Eric Sheffield allowed Rockford to take that early 6-0 lead. Rivets added all one more in the second. Owen Robertson, a leadoff walk, came home on the Matthew Nevins sac fly. They're going up to second base and advancing to third base on a passed ball. Yampy throws down towards second base, and we're getting set to go. Connor Schumann is set to make his first appearance of the series in the batter's box. Righty-on-righty matchup against Sclafani. Schumann this season 3 for 15 through 4 games. No RBIs without turning 6 to his name so far. First pitch of this righty-on-righty matchup. First pitch in the bottom of the third. Dealing back and hitting that glove to his hip before firing home is Sclafani. He's inside with a fastball, and it's 1-0 to Schumann. Schumann just 1 for 10. It's 2 for 5 opening day against the Kingfish on Monday. Snapping the breaking ball that time, Sclafani to get the count back even. Schumann plays college ball at Grand Valley State. 292 hitter this season. A home run and 17 runs batted in through 47 games. Sclafani tight with the fastball again. 2-1. Another local product, Madawan at Michigan. Held down for Schumann, who fouled the pitch off home plate, and the count's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sclafani's working quickly. Retired the last 6 in order since allowing that leadoff double to Ryan Dykstra back in the first. 2-2 pitch, outside edge, a called strike 3. 88 on the edge. And it shuts down Schumann. It's the 4th strikeout already for Michael Sclafani, and there's 1 away here in the second. Sclafani was not a big strikeout guy this season at Lewis, but first time through the order, he has stifled these Growlers bats. Daniel Pruitt's the last one to see him tonight. Catcher batting in the 9th spot for Kalamazoo this evening. First pitch to him is a breaking ball that finds him inside edge. That time dropping down the speed all the way to 72. This is Pruitt's 4th game of the season. He's 1 for 13 with 9 strikeouts. So maybe somebody who's more likely of a candidate from Sclafani. Fastball dives low and away and counts even. Sclafani, as we mentioned earlier, 49 1/3 for Lewis this spring. There's 39 strikeouts, but already 4 of them through 2 1/3. And he gets Pruitt to expand the zone at a high fastball. He's down in the count 1-2. Next pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and missed for strike 3. Elevated it again. Threw it fan. 5 strikeouts for Sclafani. 2 away in the third. Eight sat down in a row for Michael Sclafani. The only man he didn't retire first time through was Ryan Dykstra, who bats now with 2 outs. Dykstra, a ringing double down the right field line, first time through. First pitch from Sclafani, off speed inside, 1-0. Out of the windup, first base side of the rubber, rears back and delivers. Fastball outside and even down. No shock that Dykstra greeted Sclafani with a hit in that first inning. He is the epitome of a consistent hitter. 422 at Grand Rapids Community College in the spring. That was 35th best in all of JUCO baseball. In his collegiate career, he's never gone more than 2 games in a row hitless. And he broke the potential for that chance back in the first inning with that double after going 0 for 4 last night. 2-1. Flared out into shallow center field, charging in Krickenberger and Sheffield. It falls in between them in shallow left center. Sometimes when you're a professional hitter, you just know how to find the grass. Dykstra gets one to fall in with 2 outs. He's the board here in the third. Second hit for the Growlers, and they both come up with that of their leadoff man. With 2 outs, that passes the baton on to Robinson. That pitch just across the knees for strike 1. Robinson tonight 0 for 1, one of those 5 strikeout victims his first time through. That was a big out for Michael Sclafani, who rode a deep count against Robinson and needed big momentum booster after that pitch that had been squared up from Dykstra. This time it gets by Hampe, but the throw back down to second is in time. Good recovery from Hampe after the ball got past him, picked it up through a C down to second base. Second time he's caught a runner this summer, and Dykstra is retired at second to end the inning. For Kalamazoo, no runs on a hit, no errors, and nobody left. Michael Sclafani cruising through 3, and it's 7-0 Rivets. We'll step aside here on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Welcome back to Kalamazoo. Deep drive to left field, and Matthew Mebane hits one out. First pitch from Stance is launched over the fence in left. It's Mebane's second mash of the series, and it's 8-0 Rockford. That got out of here in a hurry. 97 off the bat, a 366-foot line drive for his third home run of the summer. Wow. What a shot from Mebane. Rivets' second home run of the night, and they're up 8-0. Here's the guy with the other home run, Ryan Hampy. Grand slam back in the first. He'll take ball one from Stantz. That is some raw power from Matthew Mebane in a park that plays small. Rockford's been taking full advantage. Their third home run of the series. Hampy bounces out the third. Nice play on the run from Ruiz, ranging over to his left and making the throw. Arm angle about even with his hip. So one away, just like that in the fourth. Trent Lawrence will come to the dish. But for Mebane, that is 6 RBIs in the series. 2 tonight. First pitch to Lawrence, swung on and missed. Was talking to Matthew Mebane about the dimensions here at Homer Striker when the Rivets were still at home earlier on in the season this week against Traverse City, and he was excited the prospect of getting the hit here. Those with his line drive approach and being able to smoke the ball for plenty of pop, that the ballpark would potentially play to his favor, and it's certainly done that. This one gets to the backstop from Stantz, and he counts 2 balls and a strike to Lawrence. Lawrence is 0 for 1 today, struck out in the second, and walked and scored back in the first. What a shot from Matthew Mebane for home run number 3. 2-1. Lawrence fouls it off the hockey boards again. Counts 2-2. Lawrence waving a miss. Breaking ball, diving away. He goes down on the strikeout for the second time in this game. Third strikeout for Stantz, 2 away in the fourth. So 2 down for Garrett Sheffield, who's walked twice already in this game, scored a run back in the first inning. Depths will go out of the windup on the third base side of the rubber. First pitch to Sheffield. Fouled straight back. For Rockford, they keep on tacking on those extra base hits. Rivets already with 2 of them tonight, albeit on 4 hits. They've been able to get it done when it's mattered. Both now with 14 extra base hits, continuing to climb into the top 5 of the Northwoods League. They have used this ballpark to their advantage in this series. 0-2 to Sheffield with the battle from behind here with 2 outs. Pitch from Stantz, waved at and missed for strike 3. Stantz got really effective with the breaking ball as the inning has gone on. He now has 4 strikeouts through 3 innings of relief. But one mistake to Matthew Mebane is all it takes. A line shot over the fence and left, and it's 8-0 Rivets through 3.5. In the inning, 1 run on a hit. No errors, and nobody left. 8-0 Rockford will at the bottom of the 4th after this here on the Rivets Radio Network. Bottom of the 4th inning from Homer Striker Field. Michael Sclafani continuing to cruise on the mound for Rockford. The story's been the timely offense as well. 4 Rivets hits, and 2 of them have been bombs. Happy grand slam and a Matthew Mebane solo shot in the last half frame. First pitch is low to Blaine Robinson, who comes to the dish. Second time in 2 innings, he was at the plate when Ryan Dykstra got thrown out trying to swipe second base to end the 3rd inning. That was just the 50th pitch for Sclafani here in the 4th. 1-0 count. Next pitch, a fastball fouled off the leg of Robinson. He'll walk that one off as it's a 1-1 count. Sclafani has continued the strong trend for Rockford starters so far this season. And all in all for this Rockford pitching staff, with the exception of a couple innings that have gotten away, has been a lot stronger. 1-1 pitch, Robinson line shot through the hole between third and short. It's in the left field for a base hit. Just the 3rd hit given up by Sclafani. Robinson aboard. Now second time through the order here in the 4th. But all in all for this Rockford team, their ERA was over 6 a season ago. That was 2nd worst in the Northwoods League. It's gone all the way down to 4.5 so far this season. Might not look too great after last night, giving up 9 runs to the Growlers after a 9th inning that ultimately got away from them, where they struggled to throw it into the strike zone. Before then, it was around 3.5, with one of the 5 best in the league. But it's been particularly strong when it's come to the starting staff this season. The bullpen, yes, has faltered at times, but the starting staff's been really good. Here's Sam Kirkpatrick into the right-handed batter's box. He was one of 5 strikeout victims so far for Sclafani first time. He drops out a bunt, straight back to the mound on a couple of hops. Sclafani over to his left, ranges fields, rose to first in time. Sacrifice successful, 1-3 on the putout. Robinson goes up to second. Not sure if it was sacrifice or he was going for a hit there. In an 8-run game, probably trying to go for a hit. Also did show late, but regardless, he gets the runner into scoring position and it's 1 away. But going back to the trend for Rockford pitching, every starter has gone at least 5 innings so far this season, and the team ERA for the starting staff is right at 3. Also, 3 outings of 2 earned runs or less. Sclafani's working on number 4 right now. Luke Storm to the dish, switch hitter batting from the left side against the righty. First pitch, a fastball in on the hands, flared foul out of play on the left side. First time up for Storm, bounced out to the shortstop, Falada, who's playing him shaded towards the middle, holding on the runner at second in Robinson, who advanced on the bunt moments ago. Robertson, second baseman, deep in the hole. Also back is the first baseman, Lawrence, the third baseman, Mebane, playing off the line at third, well behind the bag. Next pitch in on the hands of Storm, going to be a tough play for Balada as it's grounded to short. He charges in, throws on the run, and it's in time. Storm caught that one right off the handle of the bat. It spun out towards the grass, right in front of the dirt infield at shortstop. Balada charged in, plucked the ball off the ground, made a running throw to nab Storm by half a step. Up to third on the play is Robinson, and there's 2 down here in the 4th. Clean play from this Rockford infield, who struggled a night ago. 2 outs for Devin Obi. 0 for 4 so far in the young season. First pitch from Sclafani. Fastball swung on and missed. 0-1. Obi also grounded out to Balada at shortstop first time through. But for this Rockford infield, 4 errors a night ago for the Rivets. Just not conducive to winning baseball. They've been a lot cleaner tonight. Well, Balada sure-handed a shortstop so far. 0-1 pitch. Flared foul towards the stands on the right side, and it's quickly 0-2 to Obi. Oh, 2 count. Sclafani, only 8 pitches so far in the inning. See if he can get through. Middle infield back for Rockford. But now the corners retreat as well. The 0-2 pitch swung on and missed for strike 3. Elevated fastball flummoxed Obi. It's a 6th strikeout for Michael Sclafani, cruising through 4 in Kalamazoo. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. 8-0 Rivets as we head to the 5th. You're on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Top of the fifth inning from Homer Striker Field here in Kalamazoo, Michigan, but it's been all Rivets so far in this one, trying to salvage the split on the road and get road win number 1 on the season. 8-0. Rockford, 2 home runs on the game, a grand slam from Ryan Hampy, and a solo shot from Matthew Medin continues to allow this Rivets offense to thrive. 8-9-1's 2 up in the Rockford order against Noah Stantz, who's out there for his 4th inning of relief. Starter Kyle Sally only went an inning, allowed 6 runs, 5 of which were earned on just 2 hits. Walked 4 batters and hit 2. Stantz has been in the fence, all things considered. Jimenez takes the first pitch outside for ball 1 to start off the frame. He's 0 for 1 today, struck out in the 3rd against Stantz, was hit by a pitch from Sally back in the 1st. 1-0 on the way. Fastball tickles the inside edge with the count even. Next pitch inside to Jimenez, 2-1. Stantz was effective on opening day in Kenosha. Only allowed 2 earned runs through the start. Next pitch to Jimenez, can't pull his hands. And it's called strike 2 on the breaking ball. Two balls, 2 strikes. Now the pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed for strike 3. Jimenez goes down swinging. That's the 5th strikeout for Stantz. There's 1 away here in the 5th. Nine-hole man Jake Pilata set to come to the dish, updating you on some scores across the Northwoods League. Early final from Wade Stadium, Duluth over Wilmer, 9-5. The bottom of the 4th, a game that Great Lakes East fans will be watching as Pilata bounces the first pitch foul. He's 1 for 2 today with a single. But Kokomo and Kenosha in the bottom of the 4th still scoreless. Traverse City leads Battle Creek 2-0 at Turtle Creek Stadium in the 5th inning. That's a home game for the Pit Getters, not the Battle Jacks. Don't get fooled by the stadium name. Next pitch to Pilata, low and away for a ball. Eau Claire hosting Waterloo tonight. It's 2-1 Bucks over the Express. Woodchucks and Rockers in the bottom of the 3rd, still scoreless. Next pitch, cross body from Stantz, deflects off the catcher, Pruitt towards the backstop. 2-1 to Pilata. Out at Capco Park, the Chinooks trail visiting Wisconsin Rapids 2-0. Baker Field sees Fond du Lac over Madison 3-2. And finally in Bismarck, the Larks read the visiting Rochester Hunkers 7-3. Looks like that ball actually deflected off the home plate umpire and not the mask of Pruitt. So Bryce Bobbledyke taking a minute just to walk that one off around home plate, and a new baseball delivered out to Stantz, who will give the home plate umpire some time to get his bearings. It's 2-1 to Jacob Pilata. Local product from Rockford University. Of course, a lot of local talent on this Kalamazoo team as well. 2-1 for Pilata. Outside, 3-1. With a lot of local products. Talk about Adam Wheaton starting last night. His 5th season with the Growlers. He's a Kalamazoo native. A couple other local products from Portage as well. 3-1, smoked off the pitcher. Deflects out towards Sherman, who recovers in time to make the throw to first. Boy, really nice play from this Kalamazoo infield. A one-hopper from Pilata that eyes for center field. Deflects off the leg of Stantz towards second base. And Schumann's able to make the mid-flight reaction, run over to the baseball, and throw out Pilata by a step for the second out. 2 up, 2 down in the 5th. Stantz remains efficient on the bump. Ty Krittenberger try to extend the inning for the Rivets. Krittenberger's reached base twice today, 1 for 2. Singled in the 1st after walking and scoring to lead off the game. First pitch to Krittenberger in on the hands. One on the count with 2 outs. Stantz peers in, and now the pitch. Cross body delivery over the outside edge for strike 1. One ball, 1 strike. Now the pitch out of the windup. Over the outside edge, it just misses 2-1. Limiting and loose in that Growlers bullpen. Stands here to ride the duration for the time being, but he's done an effective job staying in the zone, although he's missed here with 3 to Crittenberger, and it counts 3 balls and 1 strike. It will be Stant's second time working through the lineup for Rockford, so we'll see how that affects his effectiveness. 3-1 pitch popped up from Crittenberger. Looks playable on the right side for Robinson, who has room to make the catch in the half foul territory on the right side to end the inning. Rivets go down 1-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We've played 4.5, 8-0 Rivets here on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Bottom of the 5th inning from Homer Stryker Field. It's 8-0 Rockford, trying to find the split here in our inaugural road series of 2022. And so far, so good on the hill for starter Mike Sclafani. Through 4 innings, has allowed no runs on 3 hits, striking out 6. We'll have to face 6, 7, 8 in this Kalamazoo lineup in this frame. Starts with Cole Rousseau, the designated hitter. In his first Northwoods League at bat, flew out to left field last time up. That's from the left side against the righty Sclafani, and the first pitch breaking ball ducks right underneath his bat. Big swing and a miss for strike 1. Next pitch from Sclafani bounces in, blocked by Hampy, counts on. Russo plays his college ball at the University of Central Florida. Played 40 games for the Knights as a freshman this season. Hit .228 with 2 home runs, 13 runs batted in. Right now, he's trying to challenge the short porch out there in right field towards the 315 line. Pulls off a fastball, and it's down 1-2. Sclafani looking for strikeout number 7. Here's the 1-2 pitch out of the windup. Fastball away, 2-2. Rousseau, catcher by trade, also played corner infield for the Knights in his inaugural season. DHing the night, early arriving moments ago as a fastball on the outside edge. This time catches the corner for a called strike 3. So sat down on strikes. It's the 7th strikeout for Sclafani. 1 away. Here's Ethan Ruiz. First pitch outside to Ruiz. It's 1-0. He struck out back in the 2nd. See Sclafani working with a fast pace out there on the mound, trying to get settled. Head coach J.T. Scarra talking about Sclafani asking how his arm feels before the game. And it seemed at the time that he felt set to go the duration. But we'll see how that continues to develop as tonight goes on. He's missed out with 3 in a row to Ruiz, the 7-hole man, with 1 out here in the 5th. They try to battle back. Rio pitch finds the outside edge. Sclafani did end his season with Lewis well as he get the swing and miss on the 3-1 pitch, counts out for him. But he did struggle at times, and opponents hit over 300 against him, but only allowed 2 earned runs in his final 8 1/3 to end his college season at Lewis. So he's pitching his best baseball as of late. That's certainly carried into the Northwoods League here. 3-2 is just inside, though, and it's his first walk of the outing through Ruiz with 1 out. But as a soft counter, Schumann comes to Rockford so far this season, but he's been able to do it well to great success tonight. 9 first pitch strikes for Sclafani. This one's court shot foul off of that of Schumann towards the hockey boards, and he's down on the count of 2. Get ahead, work ahead. That's what they always say. Sclafani's been doing that to great success tonight. Schumann, meanwhile, looking for a slump buster. Just 1 for his last 11. He's had multiple strikeouts in 3 of 4 games so far this season. Sclafani's 1-2. Breaking ball swung on and missed. There's strikeout number 8. As Schumann fans on the off speed. 2 down now in the 5th. He's working him away. All at bat came inside and it ducked right underneath the hands of the infielder, who's retired on strikes for the 2nd time tonight. 2 outs, runner on first. 8-0 Rockford here in the bottom of the 5th. Daniel Pruitt will bat for Kalamazoo. Just 1 for 14 this season as Pruitt. Struck out back in the 2nd. That one's a fastball just off the edge of the plate, 1-0. Pruitt catching tonight in replace of last night's hero for Kalamazoo, Gannon Andrews, who hit the walk-off single in the 9th. That was the only hit of that frame for the Growlers. 2-0. Sclafani away once again. Andrews is one of those local products we were talking about on this Growlers team. He is from Portage, Michigan, plays his college ball at Purdue Northwest. Not in the lineup tonight. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch, way inside, and it's 3-0. Pruitt pinned his hands to his white jersey with the navy blue pinstripes to get out of the way of that one. Top of the order waits on deck, 3rd time through Ryan Dykstra. Just 1 walk for Sclafani so far, but the 3-0 is outside, ball 4. So it's the 2nd walk of the inning for Sclafani. First time that Kalamazoo has had multiple base runners on all night. A dangerous part of the lineup coming up in Dykstra. Just 3 hits for the Growlers tonight. Dykstra has 2 of them. Scalded a double to right in the 1st. Single back in the 3rd. Growlers threatening for the first time tonight. Here's the first pitch. Fastball right over the heart of the plate. Dykstra wags that a couple of times in front of home plate. Now it comes to rest on his left shoulder. Sclafani looking the runners back out of the stretch. Bounces a breaking ball. Hampy is able to smother it in front of home plate. No advancement from the runners, and the count's even. A ball and a strike to Ryan Dykstra. Second multi-hit game in the last 3 today. The outfielder from Grand Rapids Community College. Sclafani out of the zone once again, 2-1. No shocker that Cody Pachaki wanted to bring Ryan Dykstra aboard to this Kalamazoo roster, especially how he hit against Pachaki's Kalamazoo Valley Community College. Of course, Grand Rapids plays in the same conference as Kalamazoo Valley, and Dykstra well over 400 batting average in the spring. Also had 4 straight games against Kalamazoo Valley with multiple hits as Sclafani nearly hits him. Fastball tight as it dodges helmet out of the way. 3-1. That's about as close as you can get to doming somebody without. But against Cody Pachaki this season, Dykstra went 9 for 15 with 2 doubles, a home run, and 4 RBIs. Not a shock he was offered a contract in the Northwoods League. Here's a 3-1 pitch. This one smoked back towards center field. Krittenberger rushing on. He won't get there. It falls in left center for a base hit. Pops out of his glove as he runs into Sheffield. 1 run will score. The throw into second. Not in time. A double for Ryan Dykstra. Plates 1 and Kalamazoo's on the board. It's an 8-1 ball game. Sinking liner from Dykstra. Krittenberger tried to range over to get it. Him and Sheffield were both rushing in. Neither one of them called the baseball. Krittenberger reached out to his right to get it. It popped out of his glove after Sheffield ran into him, and that allowed both runners the extra 90 feet. Still 2 down in the inning. And a mound conference from JT Scara. There is an arm up in the Rockford bullpen. 3rd time through the lineup. 8-1 Rivets lead. I think JT Scara just erring on the side of caution after the nature of last night's game. Rockford led 7-0. Kalamazoo came back to win 9-8 after the bullpen had things fall off the moorings late on. It's Aaron Meshulam currently getting loose for the Rivets. Just a talk from Scara. He'll head back into the dugout. Sclafani will try to get through 5 innings here. Standing between him and that is Blaine Robinson. Only man not named Ryan Dykstra to get a hit tonight for Kalamazoo. Robinson singled the other way in the 4th. Was stranded on 3rd. First pitch to him. Fastball at the knees for a called strike. Critical juncture. Feels weird saying that in a 7-run game, but just given the nature of this Rivets bullpen at times, really wants Sclafani to try to push through 5 here and keep on going. This one bounced up the middle, backhanded by Robertson. Throws from behind the back. It can't be picked from Lawrence on the short out. It gets into foul territory. Both runners will come home to score on an error from Dylan Robertson, and it's 8-3. Robinson stays put at first base. The ball does not go out of play, so he can't advance past first. Kalamazoo with a little life again in this one and starting to eat away at the deficit. Well, there were the defensive woes we haven't seen yet from this Rockford team tonight. They had 4 errors a night ago. Robertson had the final out in his back pocket, just rushed the throw slightly, and it was a low hop for Lawrence that tried to scoop it underhand at first and kicked right past him. First pitch swung on a miss for Sam Kirkpatrick. 0-2 tonight with a strikeout. Next pitch from Sclafani, grounded to 3rd. Nevin, on a couple of hops, goes a short way to 2nd to cut down Robinson and retire the sides. 5-4 on the fielder's choice. That'll end it for the inning, but Kalamazoo gets a little bit of life filtered into its sails in the inning. 3 runs score on 1 hit. There was an error, and there was nobody left. Through 6, you're in Kalamazoo. Through 5, excuse me, Kalamazoo. It's 8-3 Rivets. 2-3-4 up Rockford order. When we come back, on the Rivets Radio Network. Back here at Homer Striker Field, top of the sixth inning. 3 Rivets. Kalamazoo gets some life back in that last half frame, allowing 3 of his plated, with 1 of them earned against starter Michael Sclafani. The offense is trying to go back to work. Luke Stefsik, the first hitter. 0 for 2 today as he reached twice via a walk and error. He did strike 1 for the Noah States. Kalamazoo's going to get back into this ball game. Has to be said for the job that Stance has done in relief. Continue to work tirelessly. 4 innings of relief, allowing 2 runs on 2 hits. Only 1 run was earned. He's walked 2 and struck out 5. But incredibly efficient to shut down the Rivets offense. Pitch swung on and popped up for Stefsik into shallow center field. Coming in as Cody, and he posts in for Gap. At fate retires Stefsik for the second time tonight, and Dylan Robertson will come to bat. Only real mistake from Stance, but the first pitch ambushed by Nevin for a solo home run. He now waits on deck. Dylan Robertson's 0 for 1 tonight as he nestles into the left block. He has scored 10 runs for Rockford, walked in, hit by a pitch, scoring in each of the first 2 innings. Flew out to right his last time up. Swings and misses at first sign of off speed from Stance in its other 1. Robinson trying to make amends for that error in the last half inning and allowed 2 more Kalamazoo runs to come over and score. And the next pitch is just outside for a ball. The 5th error Rockford in this series. They look to rectify that. Try to keep Kalamazoo away from getting back into this going outside. Yeah, the Growlers scored 3 runs on just 1 hit. Continue to find ways to generate offense, get guys on base, and force the other teams into mistakes. Pitches low to Robertson, 3-1. Almost reminds you of the Kansas City Royals. Have one of the highest on-base percentages in the Northwoods League. And they have continued to put up crooked numbers. They just haven't gotten all that many hits. A lot of it's been errors, walks, hit by pitches. They force teams into mistakes. Sometimes that's conducive to winning baseball at this league. Robertson takes outside. It's a walk. He's aboard for the 3rd time today with 1 away in the 6th. That's at stake for another meeting between Noah Stance and Mountain Nevin. Shouldn't reach that. Catcher Pruitt from behind his crouch at home comes out to talk with Stance. For his arms getting loose in the Kalamazoo bullpen. We'll see if this is a stall tactic to get them loose. And Cody Bachaki is shortly to follow. Evans, home run, an absolute line shot back in the 4th inning. First pitch of the frame, it went 366 feet. It was a missile off the bat at 97, and it cleared that short wall in left center field. And eventually very hitter friendly for an Homer Striker, especially on nights like tonight where there's little to no wind. There were some stormy clouds overhead a little less than an hour ago, but they have since died down, and it looks like things are remaining clear for the time being for the rest of this game. Now conference has concluded. Nevin into the righty box. Closed off Stance against Stance, who operates on the 3rd base side of the rubber. Cross body delivery, tight to Nevin. 1-0. Of course, Nevin still has that left hand taped after being hit on the hand by a coach. And I had to go to produce another RBI. Has 6 runs batted into the series, 2 straight up and in. Nevin staring at Stance from just out of the righty batter's box as Pruitt walks the baseball back to him. It's 2-0. Now Nevin comes set back in the righty box. Rests the bat on his right shoulder. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Big hack and a miss at a fastball on the outer thirds. Then Stance angled towards right center. Almost no lead for Robinson over at first, and Nevin sends a fly ball to right field. Easy for Storm, who ended shallow right. 2 down in the inning. Evan retired, and that brings up Ryan Happy and see if he will face a new Growlers arm as Clinty Machado comes out of the Kalamazoo Nugget. Jockey taking his time getting out there. So far, there's a conversation with Stans. Happy ready to see looking with face and all eyes in that Kalamazoo bullpen. Also looking at it, Jockey now takes the ball from his right hand. New arm in the game for Kalamazoo. We'll step aside and have his name and number for the new Growler run. We come back. 8-3. Rockford at the top of the 6th. They're on the Rivets. Radio Network. Top of the 6th inning, shootout. It's 8-3 Rockford. And now it's going to be called to the bullpen. Third Growler's arm of the night is Nick Wyrich. 6'3", 190-pound freshman right hander from London, Ohio. Making his first appearance. Played his college ball at Marshall when 19 2/3 for the Thunder and Earth this season. Pitched to a 11.44 ERA with a 1-3 record. Doing about 25 earned runs in those 19 2/3 innings there. Wyrick's looking to make amends here in the Northwoods League. His first task is facing Ryan Hampy, who's only delivered the most devastating blow of this game so far. He's 1 for 3 today, only has 1 hit on the season, but it is a loud one, a grand slam, making 4-0 Rivets in the first inning. First pitch inside from Wyrich. Hampy contorts himself out of the way in the right box, 1-0. Robertson walked with 1 out, still leading off the first. Not too aggressive against Robinson. That's wrong. Hampy sends it on the mound the right side toward the stands. Line not yet closed on Noah Stans, but he goes 4 2/3, allowing 2 runs for the time being, only 1 of which were earned. Or just 2 hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. If Kalamazoo's able to come back and pull off the impossible again for the second straight night, gotta look at that outing and be very thankful that he kept the Growlers in this game. Happy swings and pops one up. Robinson, the first baseman, over by the Growlers dugout, makes the catch in foul territory. That retires the side. Just 3 pitches for Wyrich to get out of that frame unscathed. For Rockford, no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base. Played 5.5 from Homer striker field. 8-3 Rivets. And we'll be right back on the Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Hey. Reached the bottom of the sixth here at Homer Striker Field, 8-3 Rockford over Kalamazoo. For the Rivets, starter Michael Scrivani goes 5 innings and hands the ball off to Aaron Mishula. Rusty right-hander for the Rivets, looking to bridge the gap here, but hopefully Rockford to his road victory. So third appearance of the season for Mishula. Still has not allowed a run in 6 innings of work. Only one base runner via hit, striking out 2 through his first 2 outings. It's been one of the best arms in the back of that Rivets bullpen. Tough part of the order to face Storm, Obi, Russo. 4, 5, 6 in the Kalamazoo order. Storm takes strike 1. First of 2, Duke Blue Devils. That in this inning is 0 for 2 today. 2 groundouts to the shortstop. Mishula gets in on the hands again. And a hot shot foul to the switch hitter batting from the left side. Over towards the third base side of the stands. Quickly 0-2. Mishula quickly looking for the put away. Off to the first base side of the rubber. Oldie works out of the stretch. The 0-2 pitch put on the ground. Pass. Robinson at second base in right field, a base hit. Trying to get in on the hands again. Storm finally got around on one. Second hit given up all season by Mishula. And the 5th hit for the Growlers in this game. The leadoff base runner in the 6th. This is a really good piece of hitting. Storm beat him to the spot, was able to roll over that ground ball through the hole. His second hit of the season. First pitch to Devin Obi with sign of off speed, and he catches the letters for strike 1. Obi's still looking for his first hit of the Young Northwoods League season. 0 for 5 for his first 2 games, including an 0 for 2 spot tonight. It's pitch outside. Mishula last worked against Traverse City just 2 nights ago. It was very effective against the Pitts hitters. Went 4 innings, just facing 1 over the minimum. After 2 innings of perfect baseball against Kokomo back on opening day. Next pitch, fastball. Won't overwhelm anybody at 87, but really effective with the location. Obi takes strike 2. Storm leads off first. Big strides, but not too much of a base-stealing threat, especially in this situation where the Growlers trail by 5. 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on a miss for strike 3. Well located over the outer third by Mishula. His first strikeout of the evening, 1 away in the 6th. It's just fun to watch Aaron Mishula pitch. Locates his arsenal very well and has been super effective out of his Rivets bullpen. He'll pin the glove to his left hip and dangle down his right throwing arm as Paul Russo is set to step in, but before that, a check on the runner over at first base. Russo tonight 0 for 2, flew out to left field and struck out looking against Sclafani in his Northwoods League debut. That's from the left side. First pitch from Mishula, fastball over the outside edge, and it's called strike. Final line on Sclafani went 5 innings, allowed 3 runs, only 1 of which was earned on 4 hits, walking 2, and striking out a career-high 8 in collegiate baseball. Mishula inside, counts even. But then go down that right throwing hand again. Kalamazoo infield back, rather Rockford infield backs up to turn 2. This one's down in right field. Bam. Faced into the corner by Lawrence. It'll be a long single for Russo as in this small outfield. Jimenez gets to it quickly, but still running well, gets to third base. And on the corner with 1 out. There's your first Northwoods League hit for Cole Russo, who squares up a ball to right. Good track by Jimenez to keep that. Ruiz 0 for 1 tonight, walked in, scored back in the 5th. First pitch from Mishula, his line right back up the middle and gets through for a base hit. Storm jogs home. Up the second is Russo. An RBI single from Ethan Ruiz. And it's an 8-4 ball game here in the 6th inning. Mishula has been very effective in his first 2 outings, but this Growlers lineup finally getting to him here, generating some offense with the bats. 3 hits, all hit very square in this inning. Connor Schumann now to bat. First pitch 2 on breaking balls over the outside edge. try to settle things down for Mashula. Trying to work quickly on the mound. Schumann tonight 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Mashula lifts his left leg high in the air, brings his glove towards his kneecap, and delivers across the body. But it's outside, 1-1. Then look out to counter Schumann. Runners lead off their respective bases, neither being held on. Form on it popped up. Gaffney's off with the mask, giving it a look, but it's out of play. With behind no play. So 1-2 count. Schumann 8 strikeouts in his first 4+ games of the season. We have a big one here. Double play ball also gets Rockford out of the beginning. 8-4 game in the bottom of the 6th. First Rivet out of the pen tonight. 1-2 pitch. Breaking balls are called. Strike 3. Dropped it in perfectly. Throws Schumann for the 3rd time tonight. Second strikeout for Mashula. Out of the 6th. That was a big hit with a tall, lanky right-hander out of Emory University. He dropped it in perfectly. Schumann throws. Now left for Daniel Pruitt. Schulem's first delivery to the 9-hole man in Kalamazoo Warriors over the outside edge of the breaking ball. Called strike. Pruitt scored as part of that 3-run hit for Growlers after walking. He struck out back in second. 4-1 to that. Schulem's next pitch swung on and missed. Natural ball. It's been filthy. He's got to feel for it in this outing. He's looking down there too. Trying to work around a trio of Growlers hits and 1 run across. Strike outside. It's a sign for Hampton. They'll send the bell. Out of the stretch, here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Dials it up and gets Pruitt swinging. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Mashula. A run does come across on 3 hits. No errors. There were 2 men left as Aaron Mashula bounces back for an effective inning. It's 8-4 Rivets as we head to the 7th in Rockford. Saying that Florence, Sheffield, Jimenez, 6, 7, 8 to the dish. We come back from Rockford. This one as Rockford looks to salvage a split in its coastal series of the season. Kalamazoo continuing Hooker today back in once again. 6, 7, 8 up in Rockford order starts with Trent Lawrence, who takes a great walk. Once today, 0 for 2, walks a clean Justin. Ryan Anthony pop out for the last half inning. Noah Stales. Stephen well of his and Kalamazoo started entirely Saudi and stacking the 6 runs in the car. Lawrence makes a miss in the break ball currently 1-2 out. He struck out twice tonight as the Lawrence. Pirates, the plucking the off skates, it's coming in. One ball, 2 strikes, 7 lined up. Here's the pitch. Grounded foul. Lawrence got his off tonight. This one is nice. Back in the line, it's on the same hometown, but it's his favorite athlete, Eric Peter. Looks a pitch. That's the ball outside. Two pitch all the way, but inside and it breaking Lawrence and backer foot and shaking that right leg. It knocks down the first base. Third hit batter of the night. First from Wyron. Leadoff base runner Rockford here in the 7th. Find any way on it here, Valkyries. Try to find some way to break up this momentum. I'll break Garrett Sheffield will play. 2 walks and a strikeout tonight. From Y. Richard. Sheffield down the left field line and it's foul. Got a good piece of that one. Finally got around one of his deliveries over the plate and struggling with his tie the ball series long. That was foul. We're pitching extra bases down the line. 96 off the bat. Aaron Sheffield right now. Probably the smartest hit ball of the season so far. So trying to put it together offensively. Oh, one pitch. Waving and this and went back outside. Got the queso too. Now this game's been we're in it last night so far. Rockford building a big and now the third it's run back against the early two. You'll use a couple of runs here to slow that momentum. Sheffield battling back with an 0-2 down. Ball just low. One ball, 2 strikes down. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and it's first strikeout for Wyrich. They'll bring up Julian Jimenez. Struck out twice tonight, also hit by a hit. Batting to the lefty side, he'll square around the butt and throw back. Fastball will tie. He's charging in from third base. Robinson was holding on the runner in first in Lawrence. Real play was on from Galveston. With 4 hits in the run. Tonight's game. Gunn. Since the Bevin home run back from the 4th. 1-0 pitch is flared towards center field. Obi drifting back from to make the catch. I've seen a whole lot of pop from Julian Jimenez. We gave that one a decent ride. It's can't afford the Kalamazoo center fielder in the second out there in the 7th. Obi's got good range out there at center. He's been playing shallow all night on a lot of these hitters. Trying to put somebody out on the base paths, but he's had good closing speed to most of these baseballs. Here's Jacob Balata. With 2 outs, 1 for 3 today. First pitch breaking ball. Straight 1. Lawrence is not a big slow baby ball. It's not going to be aggressive at all. Robinson still lets the hold it on. Kalamazoo infield playing Balata in a pool. Stands up straight and has a high leg kick on his stance. Ground ball towards third. Behind the back. High Wyrich for Rockford rather. No runs, no hits, no errors. There was a man left. 8-4 Rivets, 7th inning stretch time, and down the 2. We come back. No other Rivets reading. So fitting stretch festivities concluding at Homer Striker Field. And so jump here. Whenever Shul looks back out there for a second inning of the lead, but Kalamazoo's the lineup. Come to the game. Ryan Dykstra, Blaine Robinson, Sam Patrick. Counted for 4 of the set. 2 doubles and a single. He's 4 for 3. Next pitch from the Shulam, grounded foul off the plate. And he's had the right recipe for success so far, getting ahead of 2. Four in the last 2 frames for Cal has only scored 3 runs and one of them going earned in the 5th before later the run in Luke Swarm in the 6th. Shulam back, the 0-2 pitch, grounded up the middle, diving, stop a lot of behind the second base bag. The field stop, broke, hits the line against Gordana play, but into the car. It'll only be a single for Ryan Dykstra, but a 4 for 4 game for the hitting the feed at Grand Rapids Community College, committed to play his college ball in Oakville next season. A career night for him. Now they're going to say that ball did kick out of play. He's up to second base. Go down as an error for Jake Milata, who made us take the stop behind second base bag. In an effort to force the issue, gets him into scoring position, Blaine Robinson. Without coming to the defense, second error tonight for the Rivets. Robinson, a swing and a miss at a breaking ball behind the down 0-1. He's 1 for 3 tonight, just single back in the court. Plus, so only allowed 2 all season. Next pitch on the way from the Shulam, and it's fouled off of Hampy. Takes some time to stretch his legs as the Oakland umpire walks out of the ball towards the twice. Bobble. Robinson has hit all 4. He's played at the North Lucy so far. Next pitch on the way. Breaking ball swung on and missed for strike 3. I'm going to say it's actually fouled into the glove of Hampy. It is a 4th strikeout for Aaron Mishuma and a big first out of 7. Every out will just a 4-run game given the events of last night. And Aaron Mishuma keeping his composure in the face of a hostile environment here in Kalamazoo. After Patrick, the 3-hole man, first person tonight was over 3. The pitch from Mishula outside for ball 1. Of course, Mishula has played in summer ball before, played in the postal plane and parts of the closest college ball at Emory. Played for the Spartan Runners, who actually do not have a team this season after financial constraints kept them competing this season. We'll get back to the breaking ball. We're back to the missed strike 1. Well, Shulam did talk about his time committed. The coastal play down in Savannah. It's the Bananas. Plus, they're very unique to this baseball world. As we await the 1-1 hit. Nobody holding on Dykstra currently. He's getting aggressive lead off the second. Shulam gets an active zone. Crowd of 3,000 plus vacants. Their roars and cheers heard. We're playing banana ball right now, that being out, but instead it's just a foul ball and strike 2 on the Patrick. 1-2 count to Kalamazoo 3-hole hitter. Infield back for the Rivets. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Back to the fouls, 1-1. Shulam compared the atmosphere last night to that in Savannah. We'll talk about the player dancing and the music in between pitches and the atmosphere that the crowd brings into the game. What was the feel of a college football, college basketball for the baseball? The Shulam definitely liking the 2. Was a lot of player dancing and other in-between inning antics in Savannah as well. As part of what put baseball back on the map for these 2 places is 1-2 pitches for him once again for the A lot of Growlers that were already all that state of Rivets. What are you talking about? How the energy from this Growlers crowd and all the noise makes it so loud. Noise because of how the stadium is built, because of how sharply the seats on all sides come down. And there's a more. That's what I'm wearing right here. I'm in one place. Thanks for okay. And then, oh, that's why it's that. RBI for first batter. 8-5 to score. Now here comes to pump it up, and here comes this crowd in Kalamazoo. The noise descending onto the field at home. Storm 1 for 3, got the run scoring started from Storm. A big swing and a miss out of fastball and counts in. 1-1's on the way. This one fired out towards right field, fits down in front of Jimenez for another base hit. Back-to-back singles, and just like that, the tying run comes to the plate here in the 7th inning. Arms up and active into Rivets bullpen. They led 7-0 last night before falling 9-8. Led 8-0 tonight. And now it's 8-5 in the 7th. Devin Obi, what a time this would be for his first World League hit. Mashula gets a swing and a miss. Obi struck out twice tonight. One of them against Mashula back in the 6th inning. 4 strikeouts from Mashula, but he's allowed 6 hits. It's just outside for a ball. A lot of talking about how Growlers have been scoring a lot of their runs and helping collect time the offense and they that. Been a lot of runs. One in the 10. 8-6. And once again, Rockford letting one get away. Yes. 7th hit allowed by Mashula in an inning and a 3 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. Now 2 in the 7th. The go-ahead run is at the plate in Cole Russo. PH making the Northwood League debut, who has plenty of time. Alec Pipe threw yesterday for Rockford during getting used to the bed. Scarron's back in the dugout. Russo's 1 for 3 today. Ringgold back in the 6th. First pitch. Up and away. 1 ball, no strike. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Big strike from Mashula to make it 1-1. Next pitch on the way. On a check swing. Russo went around on the break. Out of the count. 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed by Russo. Had to wait for the call. It bounced out of the glove of Hampy, but it's a huge second strikeout of the frame. 5th of the game for Mashula. Russo, second time striking out tonight. Ethan Ruiz scored the first run for the Growlers in the 5th. Mashula kicks and deals. The 0-1 swung on and missed. Nothing Rivets lead, now 8-6. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Ground ball past the dive of Lawrence into right field for a base hit. 1-1 scores. It's launched over the head of Hampy. Up to third on the play is Obi. And it's an 8-7 game as Ruiz goes up to second. The go-ahead runs in scoring position. Second RBI game for Ruiz. And it's 8-7. Third error for the Rivets as Jimenez launched that one from right field over Happy and allowed both runners to advance into scoring position. Two outs in the inning. Connor Schumann's the hitter. The eighth Growler to bat in the frame. JT Scarra's back out. And it looks like that. What a comeback for Kalamazoo. Second night in a row. They're 1 run away, 90 feet away from tying this game at 8 here in the 7th. Rockford's trying to stop the bleeding. Alex pipes in. And we'll be right back here on the Rivets Radio Network. How quickly the tables have turned at Homer Stryker Field. It's an 8-7 ball game, and the Growlers are 90 feet away from tying it up. Bottom of the 7th inning, 2 outs. Rockford makes a pitching change. Aaron Meshulam's night is done. Alex Pipes will be the third Rivets arm of the night. Pipes pitched last night. Went an inning, allowed no runs, walking 2 and striking out 2. He bent but did not break last night in the series opener against Kalamazoo. He's going to need to not even bend in this situation. Razor thin margin for error as there's runners on third and second with 2 outs. The Growlers have already scored 3 in the frame to make it a 1-run contest. There is a pinch hitter for Kalamazoo. Connor Schumann was set to come up, but instead he'll be lifted for Brandon Moore. 4 for 15 this season, 4 RBIs. 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Infield back for Rockford. Pipes out of the windup with runners on second and third. First pitch, fastball over the outside edge to strike 1 at 90. Pipe struggled to command that slider last night, but when he honed in on the fastball, was able to wiggle his way out of the jam. Outfield straight away with 2 outs for Rockford. Here's the pitch. 0-1. Fastball, or rather slider, was spiked, backhanded by Happy to keep it in front of him. Runners on advance. One ball, 1 strike to count. Pipes kicks and deals. Fastball flared foul towards the stands on the right side, out of play. Meshulam went an inning and 2/3, gave up 8 hits, currently 4 runs, all of which were earned, while striking out 6. Kept 2 runners on base, still his responsibility. Moore was 1 for 3, produced a couple. And here would give Kalamazoo the lead. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Pipes. Breaking ball, swung on. We'll do it again. Rockford trying to protect its lead. Was once 8, now shrunk to 1. Here's the pitch from Pipes. Swung on, popped up. Playable right side, racing over the first baseman Lawrence towards the Growlers bullpen. It lands out of play. Field for the second straight night. Here's the pitch from Pipes. Breaking ball upstairs, 2-2. Plenty of tilt on that pitch. We'll see if he goes to it here. 2-2 pitch. He goes to the fastball, and it's swung on and missed for strike 3. Pipes reared back and was able to strike out more to end the inning. But the Growlers have made this a game again for the second night running. 3 runs on 4 hits. There were a couple of errors and 2 men left on base. It's 8-7 Rockford heading to the 8th. And the Rivets bats will have to go back to work after this here on the Rivets Radio Network. New ball game in Homer Striker Field as we head to the top of the 8th. Rivets 8, Growlers 7. Kalamazoo has scored the last 7 into this ball game to make it a contest once more. But if you're looking for any moral victories from a Rivets perspective, they have a chance to find some cushion with the top of their order coming up. Ty Krittenberger, the leadoff man, will start things against Noah Wyrick, who's on for his 3rd inning of relief. First pitch out of the windup to Krittenberger is taken low for a ball. Krittenberger 1 for 3 tonight. Walked in, scored in the first before also singling when Rockford batted around in that frame, scoring 6 runs. Next pitch, laced towards center field. Obi racing back. He's able to make the over the shoulder and is able to lasso his left arm up in the air and snow cone that baseball that was scalded 99 miles per hour off the bat of Ty Krittenberger for the first out of the inning. Allowed first out. Luke Sefcik comes to the dish. 0 for 3, walked and scored in the first. Check swing, he went around. We'll see what happens for Rockford in the latter stages of this game, but all of the momentum with Kalamazoo right now. And that's a ball that if you're going to make a rally and try to add on to your lead, it has to fall. Squared it up. But everything just going the Growlers' way right now. Sefcik takes on the outside edge, 0-2. The Rivets have not had a hit since the 4th inning when Matthew Nevin launched a solo home run to make it 8-0 at the time. What looked like the totally different complexion of the ball game, but Kalamazoo offense has battled back against the Rivets bullpen for a second straight night. Here's the 0-2. On the outside edge, it's a call. It's strike 3. Paid from Wyrick. Bases empty for Dylan Robertson, who'll come to the plate. Robertson's 0 for 1 today, but has reached base 3 times. 2 walks and a hit by pitch. Come around to score a couple of runs. How badly could the Rivets just use a base runner in this situation to try to break up some of this momentum? First pitch away into the righty batter's box. 1-0 to the left-handed hitting Robertson. There's no action in the Rivets bullpen. Alex Pipes will be responsible for the bottom of the 8th inning. 1-0 pitch. Weirich pitch ducks down low. 2-0. There's an arm in the Kalamazoo bullpen. Weirich, nearing the end of his term, has pitched an exceptional 2 innings of work so far. The wonky sidearm delivery, 3/4 for the Rivets. 3-0 pitches away again. It's a 4-pitch walk with 2 outs. First free pass for Weirich. So if you're looking for somebody to ignite a spark, this is the guy to do it. Matthew Mebane has had 6 RBIs in this 2-game series and 2 home runs. 3-run shot in game 1, a solo shot in the 4th. You said moments ago the last hit for Rockford in this game. First pitch from Weirich is hit by the pitch, trying to swing at an inside offering, right where he got caught yesterday, around that hand area. This time it looks like it hit his back elbow. Here, actually, as he takes a slow, leisurely jog down to first base. I know he's shaking off that right arm, so it looks like the initial theory was correct and it hit his right arm, not his left where the hand is staged. It's already an arm getting loose. Hampy's already hit a grand slam in this game. You wonder if this is it. We'll meet on the mound with the rest of the Kalamazoo infield and battery. Hampy today is 1 for 4, hasn't registered a hit since that grand slam in the first inning. It's just a conference. You have the left-hander getting up for Kalamazoo. So far. So to stay Weirich against Hampy, 2 on with 2 outs for the Rivets. They lead by 1 in the top of the 8th. 8-7. And now Pruitt will come out to meet with Weirich, just catcher on pitcher. Home plate umpire isn't going to draw out this mound visit very long. Bryce Bobbledyke was quickly to go out there and pull Pruitt away. Two outs, 2 on. 8-7 Rockford. First pitch from Weirich to Hampy after much deliberation. And it's a big swing and a miss. At the fastball. Hampy slightly bent at the knees, rests the bat on his right shoulder. Weirich set at the belt. Kicks and deals home. Cross-body delivery in the dirt, blocked by Pruitt. Was slow to get to it at home plate, but not far enough away early on. But defensively, getting in front of it when he needs to prevent Rockford from advancing on the base pass. Early by Ruiz, but he wins the race to the third base bag to Isaiah Robertson and the side. 5 unassisted on the fielder's choice. That ends the inning for the Rivets, who threaten but do not score in the 8th. No runs, no hits, no errors. And there were 2 men left in the visiting 8th. 9-1-2 due up for Kalamazoo into the bottom of the 8th, trying to complete the comeback. Alex Pipes is trying to hold down the fort for the Rivets and get that first road win of the season. See if he can do so when we come back here on the Rivets Radio Network. Bottom of the eighth inning from Homer Strike's few innings as the Kalamazoo Growlers have battled back from 8-0 down to make it 8-7 here in the bottom of the eighth inning. Carter Smith will pinch hit for Daniel Pruitt to start things off here in the home eighth. Last 7 runs have gone to the Growlers. The Rivets are trying to hold down the fort. Alex Pipes fires one to the backstop for ball 1. Smith did start yesterday's contest, the series opener. He's 8 for 21 this season with a double foul. 2-0 slider bends at Smith's knees to make it a 2-1 count. It's that slider curve combo. Pipes leaning on here to try to find the zone. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball again, this time tapped on the right side of the infield. Robertson charging it from second. Underhand shovel to Lawrence at first is in time for the first out of the 8th. And it feels like with every out, it's a sigh of relief from a Rockford perspective. Pipes is able to battle back from 2-0 down. Has not been retired tonight. 4 for 4 with a pair of doubles and a pair of singles, and he won't be retired here. Pipes hits him in the back with the slider, and he'll reach as the tying run here in the 8th. Theme continues for Kalamazoo. They lead the Northwood League in that category. It's the first time they've been hit by a pitch tonight, but it's their 6th of the series. And it looks like Cody Pachaki will roll the deck of cards even further as Ryan Dykstra will be pulled for a Lawson Knight. Knight has plenty of speed, more so than Dykstra, but a 4 for 4 bat will be pulled from the lineup. And Knight definitely have to watch the wheels on Knight. Wayne Robinson steps in, 1 for 4 tonight, 2 strikeouts and a single. First pitch from Pipes. Runner not going, fastball's away. 1-0 the count. Pipes peers over at the runner across his left shoulder. Now comes set, hands held high towards his face. The next pitch, fastball's over the outside edge, and the count's even. Bryce Bobbledike keeping that outside hop. Both Bellata and Robertson, who were covering the second base bag. It'll be a stolen base for Knight, but he stays put there in scoring position with 1 out. Should Robinson reach here? Sam Kirkpatrick is one of those scoring in the 7th. Also side. That rest. Kirkpatrick, 500 this season, batting with runners in scoring position. Already has an RBI tonight. It's in 5 of 6. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Pipes. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Bends over the front shoulder, but it's low for ball 2. Kirkpatrick, a sigh of relief as he stays in the box. That was really close. Pipes will no doubt be frustrated. Has to keep his composure here. The 2-2 pitch. Back to the breaking ball. Hit on the ground. Bellata charging in, sets his feet, throws across from shortstop, and nails Kirkpatrick by the tiniest of margins for the final out of the frame. For the home 8th for Kalamazoo. No runs, no hits. There was no errors, but 1 man left on base. 8-7 Rockford Rivets Radio Network. Top of the ninth from Homer striker feed. Kalamazoo off the board. It's 8-7 towards the top of the ninth, 6-7-8. Due up in the Rockford order against a new arm Silas Cox making his Northwoods League debut. Hard throwing southpaw from UCF. This is upstairs with the fastball to Lawrence. 1-0. Lawrence 0 for 2 today, 2 strikeouts. Has also walked and been hit by a pitch, scored a run in the first. Next pitch from Cox. Swung on and shot foul towards the right side, out of play. Cox is 6'1", 223 pounds, an Illinois native, facing the Rivets on the mound right here. Next pitch, broken bat up the middle, off the backhand to Cox, behind the shortstop, rather second base bag. The shortstop, Kirkpatrick, bobbles it. And reaching aboard to start the first is Lawrence. Really difficult play, was broken bat shot up the middle. Cox tried to backhand it with his momentum taking him towards third. It hopped behind the second base bag, off the glove of Kirkpatrick. And Lawrence is aboard to start the frame. That'll bring up Garrett Sheffield. 2 walks and 2 strikeouts tonight. First pitch is way outside from Cox. One of it could use an insurance run badly. Kalamazoo thinking the same thing. Ruiz is in at the cutoff at third. Middle infield's back to turn 2. Sheffield showing no signs of bunt. Instead, it's 2 straight out of the zone from Cox as he misses well upstairs. Control hasn't necessarily been an issue for Cox this season at UCF. 8 walks, 10 strikeouts, 5 hits in just an inning of work. Got to try to find the zone to Sheffield here. The 3-0 pitch is off the plate, just inside. A 4-pitch walk, and the first 2 have reached here in the ninth for the Rivets. And now it'll be a pinch hitter for Rockford into Julian Jimenez. He will be pinch hit for by Johannes Hawkinson. Jimenez 2 strikeouts today. Only put the ball in play once. Makes sense here that you would put Hawkinson in this situation. Hawkinson's first off day of the season came today after playing the first 5. Right-handed bat, experienced Northwoods League vet. And a big situation here in the 9th inning. Right-handed bat against the left-handed arm. Hawkinson squares around the bunt. The pitch is inside. It kicks off the leg of Pruitt. Goes all the way towards the Rivets dugout. Both runners advance 90 feet. And now we'll see, should the bunt stay on, Hawkinson could try to squeeze it here. He has 7 RBIs already this season. And now Kalamazoo will have to bring the infield in with 2 in scoring position and nobody out. Huge opportunity here for Johannes Hawkinson, who's 7 for 22 this season, 6 RBIs, but he's 0 for his last 9 with 5 strikeouts. Not the same hitter who went 5 for 6 on opening day, but that can all go away with 1 swing of the bat here. White picket fence across the infield for Kalamazoo. Good breaking ball from Cox over the outside edge to even the count. Outfield straight away for Kalamazoo. Infield up. Hawkinson has the bat rest on his right shoulder. Here's the pitch from Cox. 1-1 is swung on and flared foul out of play to the right. Hawkinson went 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts, starting last night's season opener. Down to the count here, 1-2. Cox trying to find a put-away pitch for a big first out. Sheffield's on second. Lawrence is on third. Base hit here likely scores 2 for Rockford. Sheffield's got plenty of speed to burn around the base pass. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Looking back to runners, and now the pitch. Breaking ball low. Hawkinson 6 RBIs, third on the Growlers. Only Krittenberger and Mebin have more. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Fastball's up and away. And he's worked it to a full count. Nobody's up for Kalamazoo in the bullpen. Should Hawkinson reach the bases, would be loaded for Jake Bellotta. Big payoff on the way here in the grand scheme of things. Top of the ninth inning, 8-7 Rivets. Trying to add on some much-needed insurance. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball beat him to the spot. Hawkinson goes down swinging. First strikeout for Cox, 1 away in the ninth. A challenge fastball in a full count. Hawkinson came up empty. The infield stays in with 1 out. Still 2 in scoring position for Jake Bellotta. Bellotta's 1 for 4 today. Singled in the third, grounded out twice and struck out looking. First pitch to him. It's the outside corner on the heater. 88 for strike 1. Cox is starting to find a rhythm on the bump. 0-1. Over the outside edge once again. Bellotta can only take for strike 2. Rockford has left 4 runners out on base in the last 2 frames, trying to add on to an 8-7 lead. 0-2 pitch. Low in the dirt. Crucial stop from Pruitt, who jabbed his left-handed catching glove down off his left hip to keep that ball in front of him. He's not had the cleanest game defensively, but a huge play there to save a run from coming home. Bellotta stands straight up in the righty box, wiggles his arms back and forth off his right shoulder. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball up and away, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Infield up for Kalamazoo. 2 in scoring position with 1 out here in the top of the ninth. 8-7 Rivets. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, popped foul. It'll reach the concourse on the right side. Big battle from Bellotta here with 2 strikes. Pitch number 7 incoming. Kicks and deals. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Swung on and missed. Upstairs, Bellotta comes up empty on the hack. Back-to-back strikeouts for Cox, and there's 2 down in the ninth. So with 2 outs, it's left to tie Krittenberger. 1 for 4. Single and a walk tonight. First pitch to him. Down in the dirt for ball 1. Rockford being given every chance to add on some insurance in this game. Kalamazoo's continued to eat away at the deficit. We're held off the board in the 8th, but a dangerous part of its lineup coming to the dish of the 9th. Foul territory loops and makes the catch in foul territory. And just like that, a web gem this season. We'll see if they can do so. We come back here on the Rivets Radio Network. Bottom of the ninth in Kalamazoo. 8-7 ball game. Zach Kempe is on the mound trying to close things out here for the Rivets. First pitch to Luke Storm is behind him for ball one. Adrenaline getting to Zach Kempe. Did not play this season. The freshman from Notre Dame. It's his third appearance of the season. So far in the Northwoods League, is not allowed a run in 4 innings. Only 1 hit, 4 strikeouts. He pumps the zone back with the fastball at 92 to even the count to Luke Storm. Next pitch on the way. Low and inside, 2-1. Storm tonight, 2 hits. 2 for 4 in his second game of the Northwoods League season. 2-1. Fastball swung on and missed. Counts even at 2-2. 2-2 on the way. Swung on, grounded foul towards the Growlers dugout. All the Growlers standing on the outside of their dugout now on the right side, trying to urge on Luke Storm. Kempe already 1 save to his name this season, looking to close out another one in the Rivets' first road win of 2022. 2-2 pitch inside, and he hits Storm with the breaking ball. Tried to bleed it in the ninth. Brings up a man with a whole lot of potential in Devin Obi, representing the go-ahead run here in the ninth. First pitch, he squares around the bunt. Kempe, fastball outside of the zone, 1-0. 1 for 4, single in his last time. Fans continue to urge on this capacity-crowded Homer Striker. 2-0 pitch, gets to the backstop, off the hockey boards, bounces back to Hampy, so Storm can't advance. But Kempe, amped up with all kinds of energy on the mound, has thrown 3 straight out of the zone to Devin Obi. 3 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Fastball down the heart of the plate to try to settle in Kempe. Obi takes for strike 1. If Obi reaches, the winning run's aboard in the ninth. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. He climbed the ladder, and Obi came up empty, probably expanded the zone. Power on power between 2 ACC foes. Little ground to give. Storm leads off first. Kempe set at the belt, kicks and deals the 3-2. The fastball's upstairs. It's ball 4. First walk for Kempe, and the first 2 have reached here in the ninth. Rockford manager JT Scara out there to talk to his right-hander. Field comes in for the mound conference. It's been another wild one from Homer Striker Field tonight. It was once 8-0 Rivets. All the way back in the 4th inning, and Kalamazoo has fought from behind for the second straight night. 8-7 ball game here in the bottom of the ninth. Tying and winning run are aboard for the Growlers. Michael Sclafani gave up 3 runs through 5. Then Aaron Mashulam gave up 4 runs through 1 2/3. Pipes was able to quiet down the Growlers' bats for an inning and a third. And now Zach Kempe is trying to close it out. Cole Russo, 1 for 4 today, into the lefty box against the right-handed arm of Kempe. Rockford infield creeps in as Russo shows bunt. The first pitch from Kempe is low and inside for a ball. Russo has plenty of pop for the Knights this season. 2 home runs. He was a .228 hitter. He shows bunt again. This one's popped up. Playable at first base for Lawrence, who went charging in up the line. Made the catch for the first out. Russo can't get the bunt down, and now there's 1 out in the ninth. Neither runner advancing. Noise continues to be deafening here at Homer Striker. Ethan Ruiz comes into the dish. First pitch, slider from Kempe, high for ball one. Ruiz today, 2 for 3. Walked and scored in the fifth. A pair of singles for the man from Lamar with the fastball, a tardy swing, and it's 1-1. 2 RBIs as well. The man in just his second Northwoods League game. What a treat it's been for his opening series. Bright red batting gloves, clasped close to the white jersey. Now wiggles his hands back and forth as Kempe drops in a breaking ball for strike 2. One out here in the bottom of the ninth. 8-7, Rivets trying to hang on. Tying run in scoring position in Luke Storm. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball tight. And it looks like as it hit the bat, tight in there and deflected off of Hampe, who's taking his time to walk that one off. Couldn't quite tell how it caught him. Hampe's a little slow to get up. 18 Scare is out of the dugout, as is the trainer of the Growlers dugout. Make sure Hampe's all right. They'll take their time walking a baseball back out to Zach Kempe, who checks on his battery mate. Hampe walking back out towards the mound. Kempe now turns around, and at the base of the mound, the two meet, briefly exchange a couple of words, and head back to their perches. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ethan Ruiz here in the ninth. 8-7 Rivets lead. Ruiz already 2 RBIs tonight. Another would tie the game. Doubling his total would win it for Kalamazoo. Rockford trying to hang on. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball is swung on and missed. Hampe doesn't know where the ball is. First base was occupied. He finds the ball a little late. Ruiz still struck out. Doesn't have to throw to first to complete the strikeout, but both runners advance as the ball popped off his helmet out to the left, and he couldn't locate it in time. And now manager JT Scarra talking to home plate umpire Bryce Bobbledyke. There's 2 outs here in the ninth. It's a big strikeout for Kempe, his first. But the go-ahead run, the winning run, moves into scoring position for Brandon Moore. After the appeal from Scarra, this 3-man umpiring crew meets to the right of the pitcher's mound to discuss the situation. Once again, it was a swung on and missed pitch from Ethan Ruiz that ricocheted up in the air off the mask of Hampe out to his left. He struggled to locate it, and that allowed both runners to advance. Did not have to throw to first to complete the strikeout, so Ruiz is retired and for the runners to go back. But either way, they talk about it, and the runners just stay put. Pump It Up continues to blare on the speakers. Moore entered as a pinch hitter in the 7th for Connor Schumann and struck out swinging. He's from Kempe. First pitch, low, 1-0 on the fastball. And if Moore walks, the bases are loaded for last night's walk-off hero, Gannon Andrews, who waits on deck. Kempe's out of the zone upstairs, 3-0. Has to slow in, find the zone, but a base hit could win the game for Kalamazoo. Instead, it's a fastball across the letters for strike 1. Three-one pitch. Breaking ball slashed foul on the right side, right above the Kalamazoo on deck circle. Counts 4, 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 in scoring position. 8-7 Rivets here. Bottom of the ninth trying to hang on. The payoff pitch. Breaking ball inside. It hits Moore. Goes to the backstop. Might have been the best case scenario for that pitch for Rockford. Runners can advance, but the bases are now loaded with 2 outs. Did not start this game, came in relief of Pruitt to catch the last couple of innings after Carter Smith pinch hit back in the 7th. On the season, he's 5 for 16. Here's an extra when you're struggling to hit the zone, and that another situation here for Kempe, the 2-0 pitch. Fastball up and away again, 3-0. Another out of the strike zone, walks into the tying run for the second straight night. The game's tied. Second walk of the inning for Kempe. Storm walks home to score, and they're tied at 8. Up to third is Obi. He represents the winning run. Moore to second, and it's left for Lawson Knight. The freshman outfielder out of Round Rock, Texas, in the righty box. Crowds the plate from the right side, juts out the left elbow. Next pitch from Kempe. Fastball letter high over the middle for a strike. Knight will take time last, working out of the windup. 1-1. Just at the knees. Gets the snap on the fastball that counts 1-2. One and two, 2 outs. 8-8 ball game. Bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th. Here's the pitch. Swung on, chopped foul left side. Growlers have tied it here in the 9th. Rivets trying to force extra innings with Zach Kempe on the bump. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball is low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's a 2-2. Placed up the middle. It's through. Lawson Knight, a walk-off RBI single, and the Growlers, for the second straight night, have walked it off to come from behind and stun the Rockford Rivets. Last night, it was 7-0. Tonight, it was 8-0. But both ended the same, a 9-8 final. And the Growlers take it courtesy of a walk-off single from Lawson Knight. Doesn't get much harder to swallow than that for the Rivets, who dropped the 500 at 3-3 on the season. Tough one to swallow for the Rivets, who go down able to plate that insurance and ultimately wound up proving costly. But got out of on the campaign. Time of game, just over 3.5 hours here from Homer Stryker Field. And for Kalamazoo, Rivets back in action tomorrow. Amiguero signing off. Once again, our final. Kalamazoo